Pay attention to the TrashTalkingRadio.com every Tuesday night. If you don't, this is Axe Demolition. We'll come to your house and kick your stinking door down.
Hey, this is the Queen of Extreme Francine, and when I'm lonely, I listen to Mike Trash from 7 to 10 p.m. on Trash Talking Radio.
The following program contains scenes and language of a explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
This is Al Snow of WWE, ECW, Tough Enough, and God knows what else. Soon to be Mythic Cage Fighting to the Death fame. Telling you that you're listening to Trash Talking Radio, which comes on every Tuesday night on TrashTalkingRadio.com.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, it's me, the Macho. Now that you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com, the best in the business. Say it, the Macho.
Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week. I was sitting here listening to a podcast. It was amusing. They sent me a link to say to listen to their podcast, and it is right up against our show. So, you know, it's kind of funny to, listen to other people's shows, because I don't normally listen to other people's shows because, well, I mean, frankly, especially when they're up against my show, I think, what are they doing? Why do they think they're going to do it against my show? I mean, after all, I don't need anybody to listen to my show, or I do need people to listen to my show. I don't need other people to tell me to listen to their show when it's up against my show. So I kind of thought that was funny that they actually wanted me to listen to their show. Or maybe they just wanted me to talk about their show, which I thought about talking about their show.
Well, isn't that what you're doing now?
No.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. So anyway, how you doing, all you people out there? Hope you're doing well. We're doing well.
Now?
Oh, here you are. There you are. Just wanted to make sure we're actually broadcasting this week. And so here we are. We're back on the air and doing our thing, whatever our thing is. And
we're just doing whatever it is we do.
Whatever it is. I haven't figured it out yet. There we are. There I am. And there's Trish over there. Wait, why did it go back? What happened there?
Apparently you changed it.
Let's try it again. There she is. And, of course, I'm Mike Trash. So, anyway, hey, look who it is. It's Ink. Never thought I'd say it's Ink on the show.
Hi.
Anyway, it's good to see everybody, and now we basically are on the air and officially on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and of course on the Mix FM down in Florida.
Unless we're censored, which so far we're not.
Well, I haven't done anything to be censored yet, but give me time. I'm sure they'll think of a reason to censor me, because that's what they do. So it drives me nuts. Last week we got censored by Sony, and I think the clip made it on there anyway, so they must have forgiven me for my sins. Drives me crazy. I don't know why they even bother to censor me week after week after week. That's got to be a lot of resources for a little petty show like ours. But hey, whatever.
Well, maybe they like you.
I will continue to do my
You know,
stuff.
weren't you ever told in school that when a girl picks on you, she likes you?
No.
Oh, unless that was the other way around.
I never had girls picking on me, so I guess I must not have been well liked. Anyway. Let's get things rolling here. Let's see what we can do. And maybe we'll check in on that other show. Wait, let's check in on the other show just for fun.
Oh, jeez.
Let's see what they're talking
cheating
about.
On your own show.
Hey, let's see what they're talking about. Let's see if they're talking about anything good.
They're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, then it's got to be good, right? I don't want stuff.
You gotta earn that respect every single time you step on this field. You gotta earn that
Oh, shut up.
2008.
Here we go. Let's see if they're any good. All right, here we go.
We're getting close to
How
that
crazy is that?
100.
Yeah, it'll probably come. Probably December.
Maybe by December.
Yeah.
We do 2 shows.
Will
a
you
week.
be
Once we
nice?
get to the regular
I'm trying to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, we'll get an opportunity to hit 100.
100 what?
You know, we had a lot of those last year with the shows.
The 100-yard line.
You know, those timeline shows, and we did a lot of shows in the off season last year.
You did?
We would be close in like October as we did a lot of these shows. We kind of took a bunch of time off, and
You should.
that's kind of.
Let's go ahead. Let's go further.
Let's just say it was downright
Boring? Oh, he even said bad. Well,
agree or disagree.
I agree.
Matt, I think I lost you.
Glad we don't have that kind of problems. We've got enough problems. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, we have our own hashtag.
We do?
Yeah. It must be Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
From the
We'll check in on them from time to time. Let's move on to the show. What in the world's that?
You gotta earn that respect.
I don't want to earn this respect. Shut up. All right. Let's see. Let's move on to the movies. You know, we got to download that app. There's a movie app.
Yeah, but I forget what it's called.
I forget what it's called too. I think it's the movie app. We're gonna have to down. We found it basically. If you want to play along at home.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what it is.
If you want to play along at home, they have an app that we're going to start using for the show. And basically, you can play along and you can. What's this? Hey, Mike, you smashed a clipboard across my.
Fantasy Movie League.
That was like ancient history. What is it?
Fantasy Movie League.
I barely touched him. I never hit him. His head ran into my clipboard and broke my clipboard. I was mad about that.
And how many clipboards have you broken over the years?
There were a lot of them. There were a lot of clumsy people that got in my way.
That's why CVS doesn't carry them anymore.
No, they don't carry them anymore because I don't buy them anymore. I went in there and I looked at it, and they didn't have any clipboards, and I thought, wow, that's really weird, because they used to have...
I find all the that are plastic, not the bigger ones.
Yeah, they're harder to use.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so anyway, I was saying this before. Now, we do a thing with movies every week where we do the top 3 movies. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to start doing this way. Next week you have an assignment. What's it called again?
Fantasy Movie League.
Fantasy Movie League. So look on your look for the app. It's called Fantasy Movie League. Somehow we're going to integrate that into the show.
I think we should start it the first of the year.
I don't know. Games.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here. App. Okay.
I have to figure out how to get more room on my phone because I'm running out of room.
Oh, you buy those cheap phones. All right. Geez. I see. I updated my. I'm going to talk about this in a little while. I updated to iOS 12 for my Apple, and I haven't quite played around with it yet. Okay, so I'm going to look at this fantasy. What's it called?
Fantasy Movie League.
I can't see what I'm typing because I broke my screen in the.
Do you want me to do it for
Fantasy
you? I do.
Movie.
Yeah, I'll do everything else.
Movie League. There it is. So, looks like you can't see it. Oh, I guess that was a bad idea. Oh well, fantasy movie league, and what you do is you get this app, and you choose what the best movies, what the movies are going to be for the next week, and whoever makes the most money off of their guesses as to what order. We're going to do it by 2 things. We're going to do it by the order of the movies. If you guess the correct order of the movies, I want to take a look at this app, but I think that'll be really fun because then everybody can play along and see who's doing really well and who's doing really, Jason, how about his ripped pants? Who's ripped pants? I didn't have he still talks about that. What? Then I hit him? Oh, I did hit him. I hit him for real. That's right. I forgot about that. That is. Oops. I hit him for real. That's. I got to tell you, I was in the business for like 12, 13, 14 years, and I really only hurt a couple people. But I remember now because he bled. Oh well. He was really mad at me too. You know, it's just it's one of those things. But anyway, we'll download the app, and we're going to play around with that app, and we'll that way you can play along with our movie game as well, and you can be part of it, and hopefully it'll be. So that's that. Now we'll move on to the movies, and we'll talk about what's going on here. No, I don't want that. I'm trying to close it so I can see. All right. All right, let's move on. Let's do the movie dudes. All right, here we go. We have... Okay. Last week we talked about Predator, Simple Favor, Unbroken, and White Boy Rick. So those are the ones we're going to talk about. These are the movies that are opening this week. And this week is going to be 3 movies, 2 of which are contenders. The last one isn't.
Okay.
Or, I mean, one of them isn't. So I'll open it up, and we'll see if, indeed, we can get this thing rolling. The first one is called Fahrenheit 9/11. What?
That one looks good.
Well, actually... So this one here is interesting because Michael Moore does movies about things that are controversial.
Right.
And so many times his movies I don't think are very accurate, or he spins it his own way. He did the Columbine movie, and he did a lot of... I enjoy his movies, but... You got to take them with a grain of salt. You got to take them with a grain of salt. You got to take them with a grain of salt. Salt. Pork chops and applesauce. Pork chops and applesauce. Anyway, so this movie is all about the controversy that is going on right now. So I'm going to play the trailer and see if... I personally, I do want to see that movie, by the way. But just keep in mind, with Michael Moore, you don't always get what you think you're going to get. So, I gotta, let's see here. We got to grab this. Hey, grab it. There you go. Uh-oh. That's not... Huh. That could be a problem.
Yeah, because that was last week.
Yes. Okay, I'll keep talking while I'm adding the right thing. Apparently there is something wrong, and that is a problem, because that's half the show is right there. All right, so we'll do this, and okay. Now let's see if it came up. Where is it? Yes, it came up. Okay, so we'll delete this one. All right. So... Well, that didn't work either. Okay. Let's put the right one up there. It should be this one. There we go. All right. So this is the Michael Moore movie, and it's called Fahrenheit 11/9.
Now,
and that's called
That's called a commercial.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Well, I mean, the thing about this movie is it's Fahrenheit 11/9. It was
November 9th.
Right. So, I'll tell you the significance. Take the 11/9, switch them around. 9/11.
I'm sick and tired of people telling me that America's the greatest country. We can whip your ass.
I hate some of these people, but I'd never kill them.
How do you deal with this? You're never going to be able to unsee what you saw.
Try to impeach him. Just try it. You will have a spasm of violence in this country like you've never seen.
Governor Snyder, I got some point water for you.
When the operation of the machine becomes so odious, you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, and you've got to make it stop.
If nobody's gonna do it, then I gotta do it.
And I don't give a who you are. I'll fight you in the damn street right now.
Okay, well,
How the did this happen?
The American dream is dead. Stop resisting.
This is such a strange movie. Michael Moore's known for making strange movies.
The last president of the United States.
See, they flip the 11 and 9.
Coming to an American city near you.
That's right. Really, really strange movie. However, it has my interest. I like Michael Moore movies, no matter how weird it is. For some reason, I like him. So, I don't know. I think it'll be a good movie. But
we'll see.
I mean, most people either really, really like Michael Moore or they really, really hate Michael Moore because he's so controversial. I happen to like him because I have an open mind about
You
this
just
kind of
like him because his name's Michael.
Well, that helps. And everybody needs more Michael.
Yeah,
anyway, so that's the first movie. And, I think that'll do fairly well. Let's look good. Looks lame movie. Like I said, it's gonna be unique and controversial. So if you're looking for Bambi or some fluff movie, it's not going to be that. It's going to be controversial. Okay, the next one. I think you're not sure about the next one because the next one is kind of weird.
No, I said I wanted to see this one.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, the next one is
Last stop. Louis? Your Uncle Jonathan.
Are you wearing a robe?
It's a kimono.
A kimono.
Here we are. Home sweet home.
I don't know if Universal's given us any trouble yet so far, so.
I presume. How was your trip?
This old hag is my neighbor.
I'm relieved to see you didn't inherit your
called her an old hag. I love it.
Head.
My God, did that withered purple skeleton just speak?
I like Jack Black. He usually has interesting things.
You'll see, it's quite different here. Have a look around. You're perfectly safe.
That's safe.
As long as it's fed. Do you know what a warlock is, Louis?
A boy witch.
I think they're a little more than boy witches.
Are you saying that you're a warlock? Please.
I would like to have that kind of power, though. Just to be able to start fires wherever you want and make your cards change and win at blackjack and.
Teach me, please, please.
Okay, have it your way. I can give you the right books, teach you the right spells.
Now, is this from Harry Potter?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It is a series of books for children's, though.
Okay.
Children's. Oh, well, a book for children.
That's up to you.
You think of the Fantastic Beasts series. That is a prequel to Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
But I believe this is not.
I wanted to be able to do what's coming up here in gym class.
Me too.
Think I want him? Lucky shot.
You've told Louis everything?
Well, not everything.
Not everything.
Do you hear them ticking?
This house used to be owned by another warlock.
He's very wicked. Very powerful.
He left a hidden clock in the walls. We don't know.
I think it's a children's book. Can you look that up to see if there is a book out there that the clock in the wall or something like? What is it?
The house.
The house with a clock in its walls. I think that's a book. I might be wrong about that.
What it does, except something horrible.
It is.
Okay.
It's by John Bellairs.
3 gongs. Last time it was 4. What happens when it gets down to 1?
Nothing good, that's for certain.
Oh, yeah. Amy said it is, too.
Yeah. It's a mystery.
We have to destroy the clock. Creepy.
You can't do this alone. I can help you. You want to see some real magic? I'll show you.
I want to throw fire.
Shall we?
God, I hate pumpkins.
That's an easy way to make pumpkin pie.
Did you see that?
Yes, I definitely wanted to see that one.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to or not. But,
This coming from a girl who doesn't like to watch horror movies.
okay, how do I... Oh, wait, I didn't want that. Hold on. Wait, stop, shut up. There we go. Oh, I need a co-producer that will run the videos for me so I don't have to run them.
Hey, Nietzsche put in there that we have to make you have to make another trip up to Connecticut so he can have you on Hometown Heroes.
I don't know what that is.
Must be his show.
Oh, well, I'm not a hero. I'm a zero.
You're not from his hometown either.
Yeah, I'm not from your hometown either. I've terrorized your town. Oops, wait a minute. I didn't want to do that. Oh, geez. That's the wrong video. I gotta back. Okay, gotta check it here and add the video from here, not from there. Things I have to do. Alright, so how can I do it from here? Well, I guess I gotta do it from there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's my show. Thanks for nothing. Well, geez, you never really told me about it. I mean, you tell me about everything else in the world. You don't tell me about that. Expect me to know. I don't know a whole lot about what anyone else is doing. I keep to myself. But,
It's been on 3 years.
Oh, jeez. Where have I been? Hey, my wife just died. I can't remember things. I'll use that for as long as I can. Anyway. Okay. The last one is this movie. Now, this movie, I think it looks pretty good. So, that's all I'll tell you about it.
You ever gonna ask me out, Will?
I'm just waiting for the right moment.
I'll see you around.
Abby, I'm waiting for the right moment because when I ask you out, there's not going to be any turning back for me. I'm not going to date anybody else for the rest of my life. I'm not going to love anybody else for the rest of my life. I'm waiting for the right moment because when I ask you out, it's going to be the moment of my life. And I just want to make sure that I get it right.
Now, that is probably the way to a woman's heart. Saying something like that?
Maybe.
I think it would be. I would think that would be a great way to
It depends on the woman.
Well, I think that most women would be flattered to have someone say that to them. I mean, I might be wrong, but I would think that that would be perfect for, you know.
Well, it depends on, you know, the scenario. It depends on what the woman's looking for. It depends on the man.
Well, I mean, take a look at him. He's not going to have any problem getting a woman. So, and look at her. She's not going to have any problem getting a guy, for the most part. So, anyway, I thought that was a great. I think that was one of the better lines I've heard from.
So you wrote it down so you can use it, right?
I wrote it down so he could use it.
Life, it misleads us. It paints one man a hero when he may well be a villain.
Yes.
Hero or villain? Villain or hero?
Thought that I was in my...
Maybe the heroes and villains of our stories are actually just day players in a much bigger movie.
But I was naked, dressed in my...
I want to live a big, great, fantastical life.
I got to stop this every once in a while so that whoever tracks our stuff doesn't catch me playing their movie clip.
Even though we're doing it for free.
Even though I'm doing it for free for them. So if I stop it at a point or I start thinking about something while it's running, that's why.
Let's get married.
We've been dating less than a year.
I know. And I feel like I've shown incredible restraint waiting this long.
You made me run like I never run. Try like I never tried.
I love you,
Like I never thought.
but I may not be equipped to be loved this much.
Don't take this the wrong way.
All I ever wanted was for Will to marry a woman with dead parents, so not to share grandchildren. And
Mom!
It's okay. She knows what.
By the way, Nietzsche just posted his link to
Yeah,
his
I saw
thing.
that.
I'm going to play that next after we do our picks and stuff for the segment, because that's the kind of guy I am. Anyway. Oh, wow, that was Mandy Patinkin. He looked pretty old. I guess he is. Where is he? Right there.
Oh, wow.
I guess he's getting up there in age, but interesting.
So strange how a completely random moment that happened way before I was born would shape my entire life.
That guy there is in a lot of movies now. I don't know who he is, but I'm sure it said who he was. But
Are you glad it happened?
Start small, grow tall.
Hey, are you pregnant?
Surprise!
Start small, grow tall.
oh, this is the one we were joking about Dan Fogelberg. And
Yeah, Fogelman, yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyway, the movie looks interesting to me. I don't know.
How old did you say that you thought Mandy was?
I'm thinking he's 60.
65.
Oh, he's older than I thought. Okay. Because I'm trying to remember what I saw him in the 70s.
All right, well, I have his Wikipedia here.
It was something big. I can't...
The Big Fix in 78.
I don't remember ever seeing that.
79 was The French Postcards and Last Embrace. Let's see, Charleston was on TV, that thing on ABC, Taxi.
He was in Taxi? I didn't...
Yeah.
Oh, one episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, slow down. Because I think it was a TV show.
American
Chicago
Playhouse.
Hope. Chicago Hope might have been... I might have seen him on that, but I didn't watch that very often. It was something that I watched on a regular basis that he was a part of. I don't know. No, I didn't watch Law and Order. I wasn't a Law and Order guy.
He was the voice of Papa Smurf on the Smurfs of Lost Village.
Wait, let's look at the movies again. I want to just
Okay.
kind of...
Yentl. The Princess Bride.
Well, I did see that. Alien Nation is one. That's the one. Alien Nation's what I remember him from. So, I don't know. He's been around for a while. He's done a few things. But he changed his look a lot over the years. So, that's probably why I keep forgetting what he looks like. All right, I got my picks already. You have 3 movies. You got...
Yes.
Where do you want 1 and 2 and 3? Oh, by the way... Fahrenheit is 1,500 theaters. The House with a Clock in the Walls is 300, and its life itself is 2,500.
Ooh, that changes all mine. Okay, okay, I think I know what I can do.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna say House with a Clock in the Walls.
That's what I had also. Okay, what
But I'm going to say it 30 million.
Okay, I said at 15. Because I just didn't, I don't know. Maybe, I probably am wrong about that because it's
They'll probably think it's a Disney movie or something, something related to Harry Potter.
It probably will do well because of that. But then again, I took into account what was last week. So, all right, go ahead.
I'm going to say Fahrenheit 11/9 is second.
Really?
Yep.
All right. I never thought that. Okay, go ahead.
20 million. Because, like you said, Michael Moore, a lot of people like controversy.
Yeah, I put 3 million. So I'm really the opposite end.
Yeah.
And then that means Life Itself is your third one, and that is at
$7 million.
$7 million.
I just don't
know.
see it.
I have no idea.
It's one I want to see, but I just don't see it doing well.
I think it's going to do better than that. I don't know if it'll do. I said it was going to do $12 million. It's either going to do $25 million, or it's going to do $12 million. That's my opinion. All right, and then we got the big three. Let's see here. We talked about Predator last week, Simple Favor, Unbroken Redemption, and White Book Rick was last week.
Oh, my goodness.
So now you got to pick your three, or your top three out of those.
Yeah.
My top three I already picked. Number one I picked was Predator. Number two was The House one. And number three was The Nun.
I'm going to... Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute. We picked. We should do that first.
Yeah.
Last week we picked our top three. I picked Predator, The Nun, and White Boy Rick. And The Nun, right? I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
And White Boy Rick was fourth, not third. You picked The Nun, Peppermint, and White. So you got two right. But you got 1 and 3. No, you got one. What?
I don't know.
You got 1 and... Oh, you got 2 right, but they weren't in the right order.
Yeah.
I got 2 right in the right order, but I needed the third one. So now we've got to pick. I already picked mine. Mine was Predator, White Boy Rick, and The Nun. No. Predator, The House, and the Nun.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with... Ooh, I don't know. Probably, well, I agree Predator will probably do number one.
Predator really didn't do as well as I expected it to. I expected Predator a lot higher than that.
Well, okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to say House is number one.
House is number one. Where did I put House? There it is. 1.
It
could be. It may be.
I'm going to say House is number 1.
All right.
I'm going to say Predator's number 2.
Okay.
And Nun is number 3.
Okay.
And Lord hope I'm right.
Well, you got The Nun. What else could you ask for?
Well, that's why I said, Lord hope I'm right.
So we picked the same ones, but we picked a different order.
Right.
Okay. All right, we'll see what happens next week with that. That should be good stuff. That one. This is tough because there are no obvious blockbusters.
So let's talk about The Predator. What did you think of it?
So The Predator was based on a movie from the 80s, which the movie from the 80s, I loved the movie from the 80s. This time, they basically brought it to today. I liked the movie, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be scary, and it was going to be a lot more violent. It was actually funny and violent. So it was a good movie overall. I would tell people if they go into it with their mind open, they'll like it.
Well, a girl at work asked me today about it, and I told her, this is how I put it to her.
Okay.
I said, it's a cross if you take Jaws, The Meg, and Star Trek and mash them together. She just looked at me.
The Meg would be okay, and Star Trek and Jaws? All right.
And she's like, oh.
Wasn't The Meg and Jaws basically the same thing? I mean...
A little bit. They were a little different. So, yeah, I mean, she got it. She understood what I was talking about.
The ending, I thought, could have been done a little differently. But overall, I thought it was pretty good because it was original. It was funny, but not overly funny. It was gross at points.
Yes. My stomach was rolling.
I like the dog.
Buddy, he loves you. It's okay.
It was different. It was definitely a lot different than I thought it was going to be. But I liked it. So, That's what you need to know. All right, that closes that up. Let's move on to, I guess we could do Nietzsche's, let's see here. We'll do Nietzsche's, okay, I don't have it. Where do we see it?
On Facebook, on your posting.
Send that over to me because I can't open that without
a
major hassle. But if you can send that to me, I can open it in the... and while we're waiting, we can listen to a little bit more of
the Red Zone.
The Red Zone, yes. Let's listen to the Red Zone. See if they're any better.
And I took some notes before, during the game. First day of my new tongue. But Foles' first drive, Matt, he throws his first pass went deep for Wendell Smallwood. I thought it was a mismatch there on the linebacker. What's your thoughts on that first drive after the 3-and-out?
I see what he wanted to do. He wanted to get, a lot of air. I watched that first.
Let's go ahead. Let's fast forward this and see if we have any interest here.
Where the Eagles are a little questionable at right now. Is Nate Gary going to be the guy?
I got to tell you.
Oh, no.
Well, I really love armchair quarterbacks. Really, if you're going to talk about football, you got to know football from the inside out. That's like talking about wrestling from the outside in, and being a fan of wrestling and talking about it like you know what you're talking about. And that's why I don't do a sports show.
Okay.
Because I don't have a clue, and I would really look stupid doing it. And I look stupid doing what I'm doing now, and I just do it because I like doing it. Anyway, all right, here is the one. Let's see, is this, I don't know if this is the, I think this might be a commercial. Let's see here. Let's let it go, and we'll fling over there. Hometown Heroes interviews. Okay, let's see what it is.
Well, Frank was really my personal mentor because back then,
he's got a set and everything. We need a set. Why don't we have a set?
Because we didn't have the film.
Because you haven't gotten around to it.
That's true.
So after our game, because we're fortunate, we played at 10:30 in the morning, so we can catch the Ansonian game in the afternoon or the Shelton game or whatever.
Well, how does he get a guy like this guy on the show?
And literally, sometimes Coach would be calling out things, and I'd look. I knew like one phase of football. I knew the eye, but that's how scouting helped me learn football. It really did. And Frank was great because I had Frank. I don't understand some of this stuff, and he would sit down with me and work it all out.
This is the way you should do it.
Very meticulous.
The thing is, he has somebody coming in the studio. I need to clean the studio up, and I can bring people in.
Yeah.
And with the offensive formation
that'd be awesome.
Now,
so what are you waiting on?
Christmas.
Hey, that's not far away. It's less than 100 days.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
I think it's cool. I didn't know Nietzsche was doing this. That makes me...
He's been doing it for 3 years.
Well, I didn't know that. He never told me. Never, ever once even...
Did you ask?
Why would I ask? Because I didn't know he was doing a show. I know he was going to... He asked me questions about doing a show, but he was going to do radio, not video. So,
Yes, and Amy Sue has another good answer. Persistence in asking nicely.
What are we talking about?
Getting this cleaned up.
Oh. I gotta get retired first.
Nietzsche says, Mike, you are coming on. So I guess you're booked.
I need my flight paid for.
What flight?
What would we talk about? We wouldn't have anything to talk about.
You'd be surprised.
That's kind of cool that he does this. I like this. This is kind of cool because he has all these pictures and stuff. He's this one's almost an hour here. That's very cool. How do we meet? How do we find him? Hometown Hero. I guess you search for Hometown Heroes in YouTube. So.
Well,
everyone,
Neach
and
thinks you're a
welcome to
hometown hero,
Heroes.
so.
I'm Mike Kenichi. And
Hey,
today
you are
is
not.
part two
You're
of
Neach.
Our interview with legendary Derby player and coach Charlie DeCenzo. Coach, I want to thank you again for coming on. So let's get right into it.
I always wanted a talk show.
First year as head coach at Derby.
I want it
was
to be David
1983.
Letterman.
Little rough year. The team did finish 5-5. What would you attribute that to? Was it getting used to a new system? Was it not having the most talented players? What
is it?
Was
Tell
the
us.
reason for
Well, my first year was it was difficult. I think it's a combination of things. Number one, we only brought back one letterman from the year before, so that
right.
So it was David.
Year, we played.
Anyway, I'm not going to watch the whole episode on here, but that's
You
very
have
cool.
the link. You can watch it later.
I'm really excited about this. I didn't even realize he had it, and so please check out Nietzsche's Hometown Heroes. You can see it on YouTube, and I want my kickback.
At least he won't get censored.
Yeah, probably not. Although he does use music, but he talks over it, so it should be good. He shouldn't have a problem with that. So anyway, all right. Next,
I think it would be cool
what's that?
seeing you on there.
Well, if you were on there.
No, I'm behind the scenes, remember?
You're in front of the scenes. I see you right now. You're in the scene. All right.
Well, that's only because I have a dog on the other side of me.
All right. So here's some fashion tips for middle-aged women for you. Well,
Coming from you, I don't know about this.
I know you don't. You aren't allowed to wear skinny jeans anymore.
I don't wear skinny jeans
You don't
anyway.
you're not allowed to use these low-rise, bedazzled, flared skinny jeans.
I don't wear skinny jeans
I've
anyway.
seen you in skinny jeans.
What, 12 years ago?
I don't know. Did you ever have skinny? I don't think I've ever seen you in skinny jeans.
You haven't.
Uh-huh. See, that's. You got to start wearing them so that you can stop wearing them.
No.
What?
I will never wear skinny jeans.
Why?
I don't have the shape
I don't even
for
know
it.
what that means. I don't even know what skinny jeans are.
Toothpick thin jeans, you know? These girls that are toothpick thin, that are wearing really tight jeans, those are skinny jeans.
These girls you speak of. I don't know who you're talking about.
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Probably not. Anyway. All right, come on. There we go. Post it to post. There we go. Come on, you can do it. There we go. All right, and no, I didn't push that button. Don't you dare. All right, now I also got to send it to Twitter. There we go. Now, let's see what the next thing is that you're doing wrong. This is stuff you're wearing wrong. Do not wear any more hooker heels. I don't want to see you wearing those stripper shoes that you wear in here all the time.
I wear sneakers. I would break my neck in heels like that.
You're not allowed to wear silly socks or mismatched footies
Oh,
or
come
toe
on.
socks.
Now, wait a minute. That's not right.
I used to laugh at Pam. She'd wear those toe socks, and I thought toe socks were the stupidest things I've ever seen.
I've worn mismatched socks to work.
So have I, but that's not on purpose. Do not wear tacky T-shirts. Can't wear graphic tees and bragging logos, whatever that means.
There goes the one that says trash talking radio much better than porn.
Yeah, I got to figure out if I have any of those left.
I still have mine.
No more micro minis. You can't wear them anymore.
I'd never wear that anyway.
Yeah, come on. Short skirts, high hemlines.
I wore one short skirt in my life. And I think I gave it away because I'd never get into it again.
It's funny because I've never seen you wear any of this stuff.
You've seen me wear that jean skirt that was real short. Well, granted, that was 12 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. I can't remember that far. You got to stop wearing bangle bracelets, whatever that is.
The big clunky bracelets.
Glitter polish.
Don't have any.
And stacked rings.
Don't have it. That means 3 or 4 rings on one finger.
I know Amy Sue's probably the next one. The next one, matching makeup. Color coordination, blue eyeshadow. Why wouldn't they want them to wear blue eyeshadow?
Blue was my favorite color. I remember when Pam told me I wasn't allowed to wear blue anymore.
See what it says here. I don't understand that. Why not? It says here, what what you choose to put on your face should be there to highlight the colors of your skin and features.
Exactly.
Not to coordinate your outfit. Green eyeshadow
wait a minute.
to match your green fingernails is absolutely out.
Okay, wait a
Makeup
minute.
should add to your beauty, not distract from it.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Since when have you gotten into makeup tips?
This is about you. This is about me. It's look at her eyes. She's a little bit too blue for most people.
Yeah.
All right.
See, now, remember, I've always said that when you wear makeup, you're supposed to make it look like you're not wearing any, okay?
That's the way it is now, I understand. And,
Yeah.
And so if it's supposed to make it, if you're supposed to wear it like you don't wear any, why wear it?
Because some people feel better with it. I mean, you can wear a little bit of color.
See here. Humongous hobo big bag giant backpack.
I carry a backpack to work. That's it.
Yeah, but this woman here, she carries a huge. She could jump and live in that bag. I think it's funny.
And if you say that about my purse again, I'm going to smack you. Because mine's not quite that big, but that black one that I've been carrying,
Okay.
that I usually leave in the trunk of the car.
It says here, no more peeping panties, visible bra, underwear, waistband. Whatever that means. That's all. As a guy, I have no idea what any of that stuff is. But anyway, let's see here.
Okay.
Cleavage catastrophe. Low-cut blouses and
I'm safe there.
necklines.
I'm good.
I don't see any today. But
Well, what do you mean today?
your assignment is next week. I want you to do all these at once. I want you to walk in here wearing everything I'm telling you not to wear.
I think you're a little crazy,
I am
too.
very
Because I
much.
never get into skinny jeans.
Oh, that's true. You can't wear skinny jeans and a skirt, too.
I can't go to work like that.
Boyfriend jeans, whatever that is. What?
Oh, that means I can wear your clothes.
Oh, boyfriend. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, menswear. You know, ladies wearing
Oh.
men's clothing.
I hate it when Pam would take my clothes.
But see, we, as a female wearing a man like her man's clothing, we feel a sense of security. You know, we feel like you're closer to us that
No,
way.
we're not. We're not closer. Spandex anything, skin-tight dresses,
Yeah, no,
stretchy
ain't
yoga
happening.
pants. They don't want you to wear that anymore. Let's see. Perilous platforms, extremely high cork candies. What?
Cork candies.
I
that
have no
goes
idea what
back
that
to the
is.
stilettos. I'd never wear something that big.
Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to smack you.
Dawn wears Dean's clothes. Dawn and Dean. Wow. Dawn and Dean. That's, oh, man.
Say it the other way. It sounds better. Dean and Dawn.
Dawn, you shouldn't. The new thing is you shouldn't go out with someone that's close to your name. Like Mike and Michelle. You know, just, you shouldn't have. Let's see here. Junior jumpers, denim overalls, and mom jumpers. I have no idea what they are.
I had a pair of denim overalls.
I can't imagine. Oh,
But I'd wear them at
oh,
Halloween.
that was horrible. I hated seeing you in that stuff. Let's see. Oh,
That's only if you're
talking
real red.
tush, booty messages, and brand names on your butt.
No.
Do people really wear that?
Yep. Remember IB Green's trunks?
That's different because that's wrestling.
So?
Baubles and bows, powerful, colorful scrunchies and big bows.
I will wear scrunchies.
Do people still wear that? I guess.
Yes, I will wear scrunchies.
Yeah, but not like that.
No, that's a bow.
That's ridiculous. Cowskin clothing, leather jackets, and suede pants.
That means you can't wear your...
No, that's women. That's fashion tips for middle-aged women, do's and don'ts.
Hey, I'm going to wear my leather jacket whether you like it or
Mike
not.
Trash can wear his leather pants anytime he wants to wear them.
Yeah, when he can get into them.
Well, right now he's able to. All right. Let's see. Are we done yet? I think we might be. Oh, nope, we got two more. Zebra prints. Zebra print pants and leopard print dresses.
Now, wait a minute. Chicky can wear a print like that and make it look good.
Okay.
And she's bigger than me.
They're saying that's not the case. Bare bellies, midriff shirts,
Yeah,
and
ain't
crop
happening.
tops. What's a crop top?
Like what she has where it only comes down to here.
Oh. I don't see
Ain't
it.
happening.
See, now I have to disagree. I think that's, if she looks like this, she can wear it.
That's not professional.
Well,
And
we're
if
not
it-
wearing it to shirt to
Well,
school.
And also,
to
she is
work.
clearly not middle-aged.
Yeah, I don't know. She might be just tight.
Doubt it.
And
You're drooling.
lastly, short shorts, hot pants, and Daisy Duke cutoffs.
Nope, ain't happening.
Yeah. Well, there you go. If you're middle-aged, that's news for you. Do not wear them anymore.
Because the one trip I had, I was sitting at Spring Creek Rehab Hospital.
What'd you say?
Spring Creek.
Crick. Spell that.
C-R-E-E-K. Crick.
Crick. Okay.
And I saw this middle-aged woman. She went in, got a wheelchair, and she came back out to her car. And she had Daisy Duke cutoffs on, but the
Look at
pockets...
this. Ed Zahn. I haven't seen that name in ages.
The pockets in the front were hanging out, underneath, and it looked awful.
I don't know. I think I'd want to pickpocket her.
No, not this one you wouldn't. She would be old enough to be your mother.
Oh, maybe not.
That's what I'm saying. It just did not look right. And I love your mother. I think your mother is so sweet. Just that, no.
Well, I just thought that I'd give you that fashion tip so that, in case you were wondering.
Fashion tips with Mike.
That's right. That's my next segment. All right, Roseanne Barr talked about her character being removed from the Connor show, and she's really upset with it. And I got to say, I would be too. Basically, they have killed her character off, and they now know how it's going to happen. So if you're a watcher of the Roseanne show, you will... okay, I keep hitting it up here, and it's down here.
Well, move it up there then.
All right. It says here, Roseanne Barr revealed how her character will get killed off in the upcoming spinoff of Roseanne. It says here she was told that on the show, oh yeah, they killed her, she said. They have her die of an opioid overdose. Now, if you remember in the show, if you watched the show, I did watch the show. I thought it was a great show. That's what her issue was on that show, was that she had an opioid addiction, and they were going to explore that, but then the show got canceled because of something she said, which unfortunately she lost her whole situation over that. It's kind of a shame when you think about it, because I don't think the show's going to do what it would do if she's on it. I think it'll do well the first season, but I really think that they're not going to be able to continue without her in that show. So it's really sad. I mean, they could have done it a number of ways. I mean, they could have done it where she went into the loony bin, which may not be any better. They could have done it where she ran away, or she divorced him, or something.
Well, she was an Uber driver too, right?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe she got lost.
Yeah, really. Yeah, she took off and never came back.
She had a cross-country trip.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe she was captured by aliens.
That could be.
I feel real bad for her, because she, we all say stupid things, and I think that, I don't know, I just think it was blown out of proportion.
Watch him do the Dallas angle where it was all a dream.
Well, that's what they did with him.
Yeah.
They can't do it twice in the same show.
They could. You never know.
I don't know. But anyway, that's what they're doing. That's how they're going to handle her leaving. So, were you a big fan of Bewitched?
Yep.
You were?
Yep. I always tried to twitch my nose, but it never worked.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got 6 secrets you didn't know about Bewitched.
Maybe.
All right, then we should
No,
maybe,
we're not making a game out of this. No.
No? Why not?
Because I always lose them.
No, you don't. You do well in those games, most of them. All right, first one. This is going to be, this is things you didn't know about Bewitched. I like that show, by the way.
I did too.
I grew up to that show, and she was one of the first women I fell in love with, her and Jeannie.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're both blonde. Both have long hair.
Yeah. Well, first off, she was friends with JFK.
Oh.
Her family was friends with JFK. It says here, rehearsals for the pilot episode of Bewitched began November 22nd, 1963, just hours before the assassination of JFK.
Wow.
The tragedy was particularly difficult for the show's star, Elizabeth Montgomery, and her husband, the show's producer, Bill Asher. So now we know that her husband was the producer. They were friends with JFK, and it says here, Herbert J. Pilato, author of Twitch Upon a Star.
Did you say Arthur?
Arthur. Arthur.
Jeez. Author.
Crick.
That's because I'm from redneck country.
Asher produced Kennedy's Birthday Bash, where Marilyn Monroe sang the Happy Birthday, Mr. President song. But eventually the show went on. Bewitched aired for 8 seasons, 254 episodes on ABC, often beating out the controversial CBS comedy All in the Family. Montgomery starred as the friendly witch who marries a mortal man, Dick York, later switched to Dick Sargent, and attempts to live as a suburban housewife.
Yeah, when they made that switch for Darren, that was so hard to get used to.
Well, I'm going to talk about that. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. Samantha was originally named Cassandra.
I like Samantha better.
Well, they changed it because they thought that the name. I thought we had there. There we go. Because she thought it was too connected to the evil witches in Greek mythology. They changed it.
Okay. Yeah, Samantha just seemed to fit her better as a character.
Yeah, I would say that. The role of Samantha was originally offered to Tammy Grimes.
No. I couldn't see her as Samantha.
Well, Grimes passed, and you're going to think that she's got to be kicking herself because she could have had 8 years or 9 years of episodes. She said she felt like if the character had all this power, why doesn't she just cure all the ills of the world? I think she
because it wouldn't make for a good season.
I think she overthink it.
Overthink it?
Overthink it.
Just like the Arthur?
Just like Arthur. If Tammy had said yes, I don't think the show would have been as successful. Before Bewitched, Montgomery had over 200 guest appearances on TV shows before Bewitched. She's pictured above with Darren McGavin in a scene from the television series Riverboat.
Oh.
I never heard of Riverboat.
I didn't either.
Okay, how Dick Sargent really died.
He drank.
Is that what you think?
Yes. Oh.
Wrong answer.
Hey, I'm supposed to be getting help here.
Does anybody know how he died? Amy said he drank too. And
see?
You're incorrect.
Well, Nietzsche said he got sick.
He did get sick. He got sick because he was Dick Sargent died in 1994 of prostate cancer, not AIDS. Yes, he was a man who happened to be gay, but that was a misconception all these years. So it was not from AIDS. It was from prostate cancer.
Wow.
Which basically was what my brother ended up dying from. So, I mean, that's where it started.
Right.
Okay, A Tale of Two Darrens. I thought it was weird that happened too, by the way, and it threw me off because I was like, well, that doesn't look like him. And back then, I mean, I wasn't really as alert as all that, but it says many episodes starring Dick Sargent were remakes of episodes that were originally starring Dick York. Did you know that? They made him a second time.
Well, they had to if it was like going back to, a scene where the other...
Well, it says sometimes they took the concept, sometimes you would hear the exact dialogue. I don't know why. They didn't think the show would be still on in 50 years and that people would write books about it. I bet you that's probably on Cartoon Land or something, or one of the TV Land or whatever.
Yeah, I think, or WeTV, I think I've seen it on.
Montgomery wanted out. It wasn't canceled because of low ratings. Pilato said Bewitched was actually renewed for seasons 9 and 10, but she wanted out. It was all the same. It was at that same time that Montgomery's marriage to Asher began to unravel. The sitcom came to an end in '72, and the couple divorced a year later. So there's information that you didn't know about Bewitched. So
yeah, because I can remember her mother was Andorra. Yep.
Yeah.
Their little girl was Tabitha.
And there was Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
He was the uncle or something like that.
He was the uncle.
The gay little uncle.
I'm trying to remember who
and Dr. Bombay.
Yeah, Dr. Bombay. That's who. Yeah.
Let's see who else did. That was I mean, it was just so unique and ahead of its time. I just thought it was funny to talk about because when I was a kid, that was one of the shows that I really thought was awesome. So, what are you looking at? Characters.
There was Gladys Kravitz,
oh, yes.
which.
Yes, my neighbor. That's my neighbor.
Then there was Larry Tate, which was Darren's boss.
Yes, he was a scumbag.
And his wife Louise.
Yep.
Yep.
Then it was Tabitha, of course.
Yeah.
And they tried to reboot it with her, with a show with Tabitha.
Right.
And it was. I liked the show, so it was an interesting show, and it was definitely way before its time, I think. And like I said, I really...
Oh, there was also Serena, her cousin Serena.
Oh, yeah, the evil one.
Which was Elizabeth Montgomery in a dual role.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
See, that's one you didn't know.
I knew that. I like the evil one, actually. Now, this is something you'll be interested in.
Okay.
This is MoviePass competitor. Cinemania. Cinemia. What's it called? I can't say it. Cinemia. All right. So they're launching an unlimited plan.
Oh, that looks like a bunch of noodles, but it's popcorn.
It's popcorn. I want to dive in that popcorn there. Anyway, so they're going to put together an unlimited plan.
I hope so, because I don't like this 3 movies a month.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned to you over the weekend what I was thinking would be a good deal is buy 2 movie passes, and then we'll get all the movies that we were getting before. Because we never did more than 6 movies a month, and we rarely did less than 4.
Right.
So, either way, if we do 4, we're breaking even, I think. And if we do more than that, I just think it's still worth it. It's still worth it at that price.
We just have to watch and see what movies are out because
they're getting tougher and tougher to get to the movies that we want because we had to pay for Predator. Anyway, it says here it's been a rough few months for MoviePass, but every time the movie subscription service has faltered, one company has been there to pick up the pieces
and start again.
Cinemia has done a solid job benefiting from MoviePass's woes, even seemingly taunt its chief competitor with a handful of promotions. Now that Cinemia is launching an unlimited plan in the U.S., Canada, and the U.K. and Australia, the service is getting a few more digs in. In its press release tied to today's announcement, they're going to be $30 a month. That's not really...
That's 3
still
times...
3 movies. That's 3 movies a month. But it's unlimited. I mean, as long as you use it, it's worth it.
Yeah.
We're paying $10 a month right now, and we get 3 movies. This is saying $30 a month, and it's unlimited. I mean...
I would like the unlimited because if I decide... Hey, last minute, I'm going to go to a movie. I can go and not worry about it.
Right.
Whereas if I do that now, I'll be like, wait a minute, where's my card? How many have I seen?
If we did what I said, buy 2 movie passes each.
Right.
How often have we ever gone to 3 to 6 movies a month?
Very rare, if at all.
I mean, if we had a hot weekend, we might do 6 movies a month. But then after the 6 movies, we just pay the $5. I'd do that. And it's cheaper because you'd buy $20 instead of $10 for 6 movies. I would probably do that rather than $30 for unlimited.
I'm just worried about with the way they're limiting things that we're not going to see them no matter how many passes we buy.
Maybe not. But, here we go. It's confining it to 6 movies a day. I don't think we've seen 6 movies a day. Do you realize how many movies 6 movies a day is?
That's binge watching at its best.
Yeah, I could do that at home, but it's something to think about. It's it's another alternative, but I think the $30 is kind of pushing.
Is that around here though?
Probably, and we always have the $20 a month from AMC, but you're stuck to AMC theaters only, and I don't want to be stuck to one theater.
Well, we have to make sure that works in State College.
This one?
Yeah.
Why? We looking at getting Cinemania?
Well, if
$30 a month.
If maybe I'm looking, it doesn't hurt to keep your options.
That raise really worked, huh?
Hey, I'm proud of my raise.
You should be. All right, so that's the Cinemania, or Cinemia. Cinemia. See, they should have used Cinemania. That would have been better.
I can say it.
Yeah. All right, next one. Now, Netflix has axed one of my favorite shows. There was a movie a series called Marvel's Defenders. And Defenders was basically Daredevil, Jessica Jones, the Iron Fist, and Luke Cage. These 4 people here, they have their own series. They each have their own series, but the Defenders is all of them in one series.
Okay.
So they each have their own. They each got their own second season, but they axed the. They axed the combination of all of them.
Sorry.
What?
Every time you say they axed, I'm thinking about how I've heard some African American people say the word ask, and they'll say, I asked them a question.
I see. Well, that's not quite what I was saying. But anyway, I'm really bummed about it because I really would have liked to see the second season. But what's this? Super Secret? Hold on, I'm going to check this out. I didn't see this. Netflix rebrands the Facebook page for the Defenders. Second season's in doubt. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Okay, good. Then, okay, we're all on the same page here. Wasn't sure about that because I didn't know exactly why they did that. Okay, let me have that. Anyway, so yeah, I really liked it because they were 4 guys that you wouldn't expect to be together fighting crime. And it's actually all set in Hell's Kitchen, New York.
Oh.
So it's funny because when you see the episodes, there's a few characters that crossed over into all of their series. The one cop is in each of them. And it's just funny how they did that. I liked how they did that. So it apparently will not be making a second season. So that kind of bums me out a little bit because I really like that show. And I don't know, maybe they'll end up saving the rest of the Marvel people.
Maybe.
So.
Nietzsche says, or Dawn says you got to check your messenger. She wrote you like last week.
Okay. I will do that. Let's see here. Trying to read.
I read somewhere today that Burt Reynolds, his will, he purposely did not name his son or leave anything to his son, and his niece is handling the estate, and he put in there that he purposely left his son out of the will because he has supported him all his life. I thought, wow, if Burt Reynolds was my dad and he left me out, that would be heartbreaking.
Well, my dad let me out of his.
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't have a will, so he let everybody out of his will. AMC's A-List subscription now supports Fandango and Adam. So if you wanted to go to the AMC subscription service, AMC's making it easier to use the Stubbs A subscription list program. As members will be able to get tickets through Fandango and Adam Tickets, which means you don't have to be at the theater to buy your tickets. You can buy
We
your
don't
tickets
have
ahead
to
of
take
time.
a picture of the stub and send it either?
Probably not. It says now subscribers for $20 a month can snag their tickets through third-party apps. Then they just show up and give
I
your
think
ticket.
we can do that through ours, too.
No, we can't. We can't. It's got to be within. We got to be within
Right, but I thought there was one where you can order it ahead of time.
Nope. No, we can.
Well, maybe we can do the 30 minutes.
We have to check in 30 minutes ahead of time.
Yeah, and then go to we could probably go to the kiosk and do them. I don't know. We'll have to try that.
We could probably buy them in the kiosk because it acts like a credit card.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's something to keep in mind if you're one that likes to buy. I mean, the thing, power about buying that online is you could go to one of those that has the seats that reserve.
Right.
And pick your seats out ahead of time. Show up at the last second.
We got to do that again. That was fun.
Yeah. It's nice if you need a nap.
You didn't sleep.
They're really comfortable, though. So that's something if you were into that type of, and that's $20 a month, and they give you, what was it? It was 3 movies a week or something like that.
But see, they ought to include the concessions, too. At least give us something.
They're not going to do that because that's where they make their money.
Yes, Don, he still has the Uncle Sam band.
So, all right. Now, we talked about, last week we talked about this guy, Tim Conway.
Oh.
He's recovering from brain surgery as family battles over the comic's fate rages on. So, it's going to be a really bad thing to watch someone, well, I know it is, to watch someone who you care about as they fade into the sunset. And now, one thing about him, I mean, he's in his 90s or whatever, so it's a little different. But Tim Conway is recovering from brain surgery as his daughter and his second wife fight in court over his case. The Carol Burnett star's daughter, Kelly Conway, revealed that a Los Angeles courts decided a permanent conservatorship of the actor will be appointed in November. Kelly and her stepmother, Charlene Conway, each want sole conservatorship over the 84-year-old. He's suffering from dementia. My brothers and I would like to thank the overwhelming support from my dad, from fans all over the world that are contacting me via phone, email, and social media. It uplifts my brothers and me, and basically, I mean...
It's hard because he's basically going from a guy whose his life's work was to make people laugh to just very solemn, very bleh. You know, and...
Well, Nick Dean's joined us. Is that Nick Dean and Dawn?
No.
No, it's not.
Wrong one.
Wrong Dean. Anyway, the reason I'm trying to get the conservatorship is to make sure my dad continues to have the best care and be given proper medical attention, that he can live his life to the fullest. The person making decisions for his care must be competent. There are others that surround him that want only the best interest at heart and not my dad's. So this sounds like the Casey Kasem syndrome. Do you remember when Casey Kasem was dying? His daughter was fighting with his wife, and they ended up not burying him for months after he died. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, the mother or the wife hid him or something. They couldn't find him for a while.
And it was also a Law and Order SVU episode with Hugh Hefner in it.
Oh, weird.
Yes, that it was the wife versus the children. You know, the second wife, because she was young, and after he had passed away, she had an anal probe done. I think it was an anal probe done. It was something because...
That sounds like you were watching the wrong movie.
No, she had it done so that she could extract some of his sperm, and then she became pregnant, so she had part of the say of his estate because it was his child.
Jeez. Why would that be an anal probe?
I'm not sure what it was called, but it was something like that. Because I thought, what in the world is this? And it was done after he died. It was some kind of stimulation that it was after he died.
I really doubt that was done anally.
Shut up.
You were making fun of the way I said some words, so I don't want to hear it, Crick. So,
Arthur.
So, all right. It says here, Avengers 4 theory suggests that Shuri could be the key to victory.
Ooh.
So, as we all know, there are tons of theories on the Avengers. So it says here, while the most popular Avengers 4 fan theories suggest that Ant-Man learns how to travel through time in the quantum realm, or Doctor Strange messing around with the Time Stone. A new theory hints that Black Panther's younger sister, Shuri, let's see if it has sound. When will the Avengers 4 trailer start playing? I think it's got to be soon.
Our hearts in Avengers Infinity War, and Marvel has been completely silent. So with Captain Marvel, Avengers 4, and Spider-Man Far From Home on the way, will we get a look at the next ensemble anytime soon? Probably not. But there are a few possible dates we should mark down on our calendars. Typically, trailers release with other big movie releases. As for Marvel, this would mean other Marvel or Disney movies or tentpole titles. So the first big movie event coming up is Venom on October 5th. We're still not sure if this is connected to the MCU, plus Captain Marvel, which comes out before Avengers 4, has to release a trailer first. So, on to the next.
Now, keep in mind that if you saw Ant-Man, they did really kind of hint strongly that he's going to make a big part of that Avengers movie. Because if you remember at the end of Ant-Man, he was stuck in that realm.
Right.
And we saw on the outside, everybody faded.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind, that we could truly see Ant-Man. I mean, we may see a series of a bunch of people coming to the aid of them.
November 21st seems like the next best
I want to
guess.
see that movie
That's
too.
when Disney will release the Wreck-It Ralph sequel.
Oh yeah, Wreck-It Ralph would be
Breaks the
awesome.
Internet. And just 3 weeks later, on December 14th, Sony will drop another non-MCU Marvel title,
Sony?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But if
Not
Disney
Sony.
wants to keep people excited for Disney, Mary Poppins returns on December 22nd. Plus, you can just send the Marvel fan in your life the link to the trailer and save you some money on your holiday shopping. If Marvel has the audacity to make us wait until 2019 for the trailer, the Super Bowl has been a pretty popular spot for them in the past, releasing small teases with whole trailers simultaneously online. Keep February 3rd, 2019 open. Finally, the release of Captain Marvel would be late in the game, but it's set to hit theaters on March 8th, 2019.
March 8th.
Less than 2 months before Avengers 4. This could be the day that we get our first look at the next fight against Thanos. So when do you think Marvel Studios will release the trailer for Avengers 4? Honestly, at this point, I'll just settle for the title. Leave your...
I think it's going to be interesting to see how they do bring them back. I still think that the theory that we had, or that I said, that they were transported somewhere, is a pretty good theory. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, it says here that the Reddit said user by the name of Hockey Talkie took to the Fan Theories subreddit over the weekend and delivered a unique theory that hasn't been explored quite yet. In this imagined version of the Avengers 4, Shuri goes to the mantle of the Black Panther after the loss of T'Challa, and her introduction ceremony leads to a major discovery. Remember in Black Panther, when both T'Challa and Killmonger each become the king? They're sent on a journey in the ancestral plane where they meet with their dead relatives of generations before. As this new theory suggests, Shuri will go through the process, but she won't be able to find who she's looking for. Yes, the heart-shaped herbs were basically all destroyed by Killmonger in the middle of the Black Panther, but it's been established that Shuri is far and away the most intelligent character in the MCU. It's not a stretch to think that she could either recreate this plant or somehow find a way to travel to the ancestral plane. When she gets there, she obviously will be looking for T'Challa and trying to figure out what happened to her tragically departed brother. However, T'Challa won't be anywhere to be found, and he's not actually dead, at least not in a traditional sense. Thanos mentions that the life he eliminates won't be killed, but instead they'll just simply cease to exist. This, of course, has led to speculation that none of the beings who are being snapped away are actually dead, and that the theory suggests that they are trapped inside the Soul Stone. This is where Shuri theory begins to take full circle. When Shuri realizes T'Challa isn't in the ancestral plane, she'll understand why he's not actually dead, and there aren't any remains. And that there remains a way for him to get brought back. It's the epiphany that gets the Avengers back together and gives them a reason to try and investigate where their fallen loved ones actually are. Well, see, this is kind of like what I said. They aren't dead. They were transported somewhere.
Right.
This could easily...
Maybe they need the thing that, like in the Predator movie, where it made him invisible.
Well, I'd like to have that myself, but there could easily be some holes in the theory, especially when you consider that all this hinges on Shuri finding a way back in the ancestral plane without any existing heart-shaped herbs. But it's still fun to think about with such a great character being at the center of the Avengers 4 story, and recent reports of reshoots adding more Wakanda scenes definitely help with the speculation. So, I mean, it could be. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's going to, what's going to happen. But here's the official trailer of the Captain Marvel. Let's see if it's going to play. Interesting. All right.
You need to end this.
Well, that's Tomb Raider. Oh, they fooled me into playing the trailer, or they fooled me into playing the Tomb Raider thing. I thought, wow, that looks pretty awesome. Okay, that's a Blockbuster video. The Blockbusters are gone. Must be mid-'80s.
It's a universal language. I know a renegade soldier when I see one. Never occurred to me that one might come from above. Space invasion, big car chase. Truth be told, I was ready to hang it up till I met you today.
Oh, there's what's his name from the the Avengers. He's not dead yet, so that means this has all happened before they were all dissolved. So, because he's dust too.
Not from around.
They should play Dust in the Wind.
It's hard to explain. I keep having these memories. I see flashes. I think I had a life here. But I can't tell if it's real.
What's her powers, though? I don't even know what her powers are.
We have no idea what threats are out there. We can't do this alone. We need you.
I'm not what you think I am.
I think she has the power of PMS.
Putting up with men's shit? Yeah, I would
Maybe
believe
so.
that.
Maybe so. Could be. I don't know. It makes me want to see it even more, though. I mean, she's got some kind of power where she's, like, apparently surrounded by, like, magnetic waves, maybe? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I've never even heard of her till this movie, so I don't know.
Well, we have a few months yet, at least.
Really not that many, though.
Well, March 2019.
Yeah. That's 3 months there and 2 more months. That's 5 months. That's less than... Hey, I'm looking forward to spring. With all the rain we've had, think what it's going to be like. This, it could be pretty bad, I think. So, okay, then I saw that, and I wanted to let everybody know that that's what they're, talking about. There could be, I mean, lots of people have theories on where they are. That's what we all want to know. Just where are they? So, I'm happy about the movie there. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So, okay, that's the end of the yeah, that's the end of the entertainment. I think I finished the entertainment stuff, and I'll get rid of that because I don't really care about that anymore. All right, I wanted to talk about where do I want to go? Well, I gotta time things.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out where I put the niche file. Shoot, where's the niche file? Hold on. It didn't copy over.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I had that. I usually keep it in the entertainment file, so I don't see it. Okay, I didn't put it there. Rats.
See, you should make a tab for Nietzsche all by himself.
I thought I dragged it over. It's the main show. Rats. All right. Well, I guess. How are we gonna do this? I can't go upstairs while I'm on the air.
No. Let me look at this.
Figure out what I can put it on to. I need to put it on a flash drive so I can bring it down. I could put it on here, I guess. I thought I had it on here. I could have sworn I had it on here.
Oh, see, I thought you did all your editing for that down here.
No. Did the editing. Do you have anything you can talk about?
I think I can find something.
Just
talk. Just talk, right?
Yeah, if you can, because I have to go back up and figure out why it didn't copy down here.
Okay.
So.
Well, most of you know that I do drive for Lyft and Uber. They're not too weird. And, I gotta let you out, don't I? Yeah, we gotta dance around the studio here. Well, things have been going okay. Just over the weekend, there was a little bit of a snafu where... Snafu, yeah! Where they weren't allowing us to cash out our trips. So, it was kind of a struggle, but I managed to get through it. I couldn't understand what the struggle was all about. They said it was a technical issue, so I'm glad it was fixed. But anyway, I've had some interesting ones. The gentleman I had yesterday morning, he was actually flying back to Tampa. He was up here on business. He was also seeing some friends and family in the area. And we were talking about, all the rain and stuff in the Carolinas. And he said that he remembers where he had one of those, I think he called it Hurricane Irma, where it hit Florida. And he said it was just awful because you know, he and his wife had both had to evacuate, and when they were coming back, you know, they were running on fumes on their vehicles, but they made it, you know, and he was figuring it out on a diesel, you know, how much better it would be. And I mean, it was just, you get interesting people, you know, you find something that you are good at talking about or something you can connect with, and it makes the trip go a lot easier. Then, of course, you have your other ones that just, yeah, you know, you just can't wait to get them out of your car. And luckily, I haven't had one of those in a while, but, you know, you still have a few. And people have asked me, you know, what do you like about it? What don't you like about it? And I'm not afraid to tell them that it took me 6 months to get talked into doing it, because I didn't want to do it at first. I was coming up with every excuse in the book. You know, I didn't want strange people in my car. I didn't know the area. But then I found that by turning that around, that, you know, I have control of that car. I am learning the area. Sometimes I get confused, but hey, it's whatever. And then the money from it, you know, it depends on how much you want to put into it. You know, I would say if you're going to do it, do it. Start out slow like I did. I had it on for 5 minutes and then I'd shut it off. But if I had a trip, then it gave me the courage to go. And, you know, you can set your own hours, so it's not like you have to be out at night, or, you know, you can be out during the day if that's what suits your schedule. I had always said to Mike I never wanted to do the bar runs, and I still don't. But during the week, when I'm out at 3:30 in the morning, I might catch one or two after the bars close and they're on their way home. So what? I'm okay with that. You know, it's money in my pocket that I can put away. And so definitely, I mean, do your homework on it. You know, make sure your car fits the requirements. You know, find just a few things that are general questions. Like, one of my go-to questions is, you know, on their way to work or luggage. You know, I ask them what airline they're flying on, and, you know, ask them where they're going, and that just kind of guides the conversation. You know, if they're saying they're flying to, you know, the state of Washington, I can say, you know, hey, I had a friend that lived over there when I was little. You know, we were pen pals, and just go from there. You know, it really is definitely worth it. Now, on the downside of it is the more drivers there are, the less trips you're going to get, because everybody else is out trying to make the same money you are. So, you know, you just kind of have to get there quickly, you know, and do whatever it takes. You know, don't break any laws by any means. I mean, you know, there's been some things like the car seat issues that people are still, you know, hey, I have this little kid with me and I don't have a car seat. Well, that, as a driver, is up to you whether or not you want to chance that. So I was lucky enough to have a booster seat. And I keep the booster seat in the trunk. So that way, if the child's old enough to sit in a booster seat, then my butt is covered, because I can protect that child. Okay, puppy dog. Puppy dog, this is not going to work. We got to put a mic on him. Oh. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, buddy. I was trying to get him out. Come on. So you got the niche file now? Oh, they wanted you to put your leather pants on, too. That's next week, maybe.
I can show them pictures of me with leather pants.
Yeah, they're on your Facebook, aren't they?
Probably. All right. I'm back, and I got the niche file. All right. Let's see.
I need to start coming up with little things that, when you do that to me at the last minute, that I'm ready.
Didn't expect that. All right, I got to take a look and see what we got here as far as stuff I wanted to make sure I went over. Oh, look who's in the chat room.
Yeah, Jamie.
So, all right, let's see here. I wanted to make sure I went over some of this stuff. All right, where are you going to get your Christmas tree this year?
I'm not. I never put one up.
You got to get it from?
No, that won't fit.
Amazon.
That won't fit in my house. They said they're 7 feet tall.
Can you imagine? Who would have thought when we were kids that you would get your Christmas tree online?
Oh, I know.
So it just it amazes me that they're now at the point where we can order our Christmas tree.
Well, I was listening to the morning DJs on 97.3, and they were talking about this. And they were trying to justify to their boss about getting a tree online for the studio. And from what I'm hearing, do you know how much those trees are?
$115.
Yeah.
Well, but how much are they if you bought them?
If it's a real tree,
These
paying
are real
$115? No.
It's a Fraser fir. So it says here, it says during the holidays you may turn to Amazon for hassle-free gifts, and you will also be able to get one Christmas tree, a full-size Christmas tree. Come November, Amazon will be selling full-size Christmas trees, but within 10 days of being cut. So you'll have a long-lasting. But I can't imagine a 7-foot Christmas tree. You can't send that UPS or FedEx. You got to send it LTL. You got to send a truck because that's too long for. I'm pretty sure you can't. It's not because of the weight; it's because of the length.
Yep, nope, I'm not doing it.
So the trees, which
if I wanted a tree that tall, I would cut the one out that's at the corner of my property.
Well, you could do that. The trees, which will include varieties of Douglas firs, Norfolk Island pines, and Fraser firs, will be eligible for free shipping. And I happen to have Prime. Also sold smaller trees less than 3 feet tall. It says this will mark the first time Amazon has sold full-size, even a 7-foot tree. So the 7-foot tree would cost you $115. So I would imagine that the smaller trees aren't going to be that.
So you know what we ought to do?
What's that?
We ought to get President Trump to buy one of these for the White House. Let him be the first.
I'm sure they're going to have a tree in the White House.
Sure.
I am sure they are going to.
Why not? I mean, see if he'll do it.
I'm sure they're going to. I'm sure I don't know that they're going to get it from Amazon, but I'm sure they'll have something and you know, after all, they're good Christian folk. So, not that Christian has anything to do with the Christmas tree. So, I don't know. Anyway, I think that it's interesting that they're going to take this on because this is a pretty big task. Because if it, I said, shipping of a 7-foot tree can't go regular shipping.
Dawn says she needs to hear you say something before she leaves, and it's a specific word. It is Brooke Hogan's father's name. I have no idea.
Terry.
No, the other one.
That's their only father.
You know the other name he goes by.
Terry Bollea.
Yeah, okay. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Well,
so.
Apparently they think I don't be the Terry Bollea's name right. So I guess you got to stay, since I'm not going to say it. That'll teach you. Shouldn't have told me that.
Well, it's posted there. You know, and I'm only doing.
I don't understand why they say it wrong.
I don't know.
I say hawk.
Yeah, I've never.
It's hawk.
That's what I would say.
It's not hawk. So I don't know. What the. Not really.
Like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't say it funny. I just don't even know why they think. I mean, I heard that before.
That's
that
because
it's funny, but I don't know what's so
it must
funny
be that the New England pronunciation.
Well, she's not from New England.
No, that's true.
So anyway,
but maybe she wants to hear the New England pronunciation.
Of course, we got to talk about Florence.
Oh.
So Hurricane Florence has been wreaking havoc across the country.
I have friends and extended family that live down in the Carolinas, and
well, they're pretty nasty. I mean, this stuff. It looks horrible. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to deal with this. But there's a look at that barn. That barn's
wow.
That amazes me that these
They're
people.
our friends, our
I
companion.
don't care. Yeah, poor little puppies. There are situations where people are abandoning their pets.
Yes, I saw that online. They left end up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna leave them, let them out. At least let them have a fighting chance. You know, at least one couple left their dogs on the porch, and they were still alive. But it sucks that somebody would do that. So, but this is amazing. This water's just unbelievable.
Well, think about it. That was us last year.
It may be us this year too. It may be us in snow in a couple months, or not even a couple months. That's not too bad. That's just a brand new car. You know, just amazes me how much water is out there covering the. I mean, this is bad. I just picked a video. 30 inches of rain in the Carolinas, causing massive floods. Isn't that where
Shannon was down in the. She's not now.
She's not now.
Brenda's on.
Brenda
she's in the Carolinas, but she's more inland from that.
It's really scary. One thing, if the water gets up to me, we're all dead.
Yeah.
And if water gets up to you, we're all dead. Because you're up pretty high, and I'm up pretty high.
Well, my friend Michelle, her parents and her daughter and grandson all live in the middle of this.
Wow.
And she, I've been following that one online. Now, her parents live in this house on stilts, but they had their windows boarded up, and they had a generator. Unfortunately, when they lost power, eventually the generator did run out of gas. But she said through it all, they've only had a little bit. They had one window leak, and they lost a few of the shingles from the roof, both of which are minor and be fixed easily. But now that they have power back, I'm just glad everybody's safe.
I wish you didn't have.
I call them extended family, kind of like adopted family that are down there, saying just, let me know that you're okay.
A young girl.
Because it's just awful. I mean, and that's what I was saying about one of the gentlemen I had yesterday morning. He was flying back to Tampa, Florida, and he remembers when Irma hit and how bad it was.
This one here is the video about the dogs.
Yes.
That just sucks. I mean, they're just standing there like, help me, help me.
Yep. At least they know how to doggy paddle.
I would adopt every one of those.
Nice puppy. Come on. Come on.
Man, way to, lock them in there off. I mean, I couldn't do that.
No, I couldn't either.
Look how many dogs there were in there.
There's what, 6?
Yeah.
Come on, puppy. Come on.
Fortunately, somebody saw them, and that, was the best part of it, that they, it just amazes me.
Good night, Dawn. See you next week.
Yeah, it's really a shame. These people, I just can't imagine. I hope that they press charges against them. I don't know that you can.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff that if you're going to have a pet,
howling and whimpering,
you have to be prepared for this kind of an emergency. Take stuff with you to take care of your pet.
Whatever you do, don't lock them up. I mean, geez, how could they even fend for themselves? That's just unbelievable. Seconds after Mr. Nichols unlocked the chain link fence, and to freedom and happily paddled through. So I hope they at least get fined.
Yeah.
Dog. So there's just no call for that. So
I mean, I understand you're in a hurry, you need to get out, but pets are your family too. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten them in the first place.
Yeah. And he looks like he's like disgusted. That dog. He's like saying, "Why did they leave me behind?" So.
And to lock it, that's worse yet.
It reminds me of a couple years ago, though. There was the flooding that was us.
Yes.
And G Park lost a lot of animals down in their zoo because they couldn't move them out. It happened so quickly. But I don't know.
I thought that was just last year. Yeah, that was just last year.
Was it? I don't know. I just felt...
Yeah, because I was working out at Hershey as a temp when that hit.
That's just really sad. But fortunately they live, so that's the important part. But anyway, people are cruel.
It's another reason I don't own an animal.
Yeah, well, are you cruel?
No.
Oh. 6 men, including the gunman, in a shooting in Bakersfield, California. So,
not Florida?
Nope. I get so tired of hearing this stuff, too. A shooting spree. So, this was September 13th. I didn't get to this last week, but it said here, a Bakersfield, California gunman killed 5 people, including his wife, before killing himself as a Kern County sheriff's deputy closed in on Wednesday.
He wasn't a celebrity on our Deadpool list, was he?
I doubt that.
Okay. Just checking.
They're safe. If you put their name on the Deadpool, they're not going to die.
Okay. Checking.
We're not good at picking those for sure. So we have few hits.
Jeez.
So it's just really a shame that these things even happen. But that was another one. And then it says man killed by cop inside his own apartment. So this guy's inside his own apartment, and the cop comes in and tells him, says here, 26-year-old man who was allegedly killed by an off-duty police officer in his own apartment was laid to rest. So the police officer shows up. She goes, I think it's a she. Let me see here. Yeah, her name's Amber Geiger. She shows up at the apartment. She thinks it's her house. She goes in. She sees a guy in there.
Oh.
She ended up killing him because she thought he was in her apartment. But it wasn't. She was in his apartment.
Oh.
So it says here, Botham Jean was fatally shot September 6th when a patrol officer who lived in the same apartment complex returned home from working a 15-hour shift to enter what she believed was her apartment. The officer, 30-year-old Amber Geiger, who's white, was wearing her police uniform when she found the door to her apartment ajar. She and saw a large silhouette inside the residence when she opened the door all the way. According to the warrant, she told investigators that she thought her apartment was being burglarized. She drew her service weapon, shouted several commands, and then opened fire twice. Of course, the guy inside was black.
Of course.
Jean, who was black, lived alone in the apartment and directly above the one where Geiger resided, was shot once and later died in hospital. As Geiger was on the phone calling 911, she realized she was in the wrong apartment, and she went in the front door and looked at the apartment number. According, Geiger's a 4-year-old veteran. Yeah, a 4-year veteran of Dallas Police Department, and she was arrested 3 days after the shooting on a manslaughter charge. So, I'll tell you, those people work long hours, and it shows one thing should be changed, that they shouldn't have those long hours, because she obviously wasn't in the right apartment to begin with. So
sometimes they don't have a choice.
Yeah, I know, but they need to reevaluate that, because there's a dead person because of that. And now she's going to be tried for killing him. And, I mean, it wasn't premeditated, but it doesn't matter. If you hit somebody with your car and you kill them, you know.
Wow.
It's really sad. I really am very sad about that.
Killing anybody is a bad thing. I mean...
Yeah. But, on the other side, if you want to find a way to make free food, there's a Dine and Dash dater. He allegedly left 10 women with hefty restaurant bills, telling one, order whatever you want. So he'd take the girls there, tell them to order whatever they wanted, and they would disappear.
That sounds like something you would do.
Yeah, well, I thought about it, but it's not me. No, I usually end up paying the bill. So I just think it's really strange that this kind of situation is something that would happen, but there are all kinds of people out there. It says here, Dine and, well, let's see if this video is...
Excuse me, why you go to the restroom and then
That's
never
what he
come
did.
back?
That is what he did. That's exactly... Okay.
That's just crazy.
I don't have sound.
Dine and Dash serial dater.
You've been dining and dashing with women. You've been running out on the checks.
Wow, this really happened to me?
20 women say they met Paul Gonzalez on different dating websites. Well, on their first date, they were stunned when Gonzalez allegedly devoured his steak dinner, then sneaked out, sticking them with the bill.
I was just in shock that anybody would do this.
You're, embarrassed, kind of ashamed.
For weeks, he's been keeping a low profile, but he couldn't hide from inside in. Here's Jim Murray.
We found Gonzalez having coffee at Bucks in Pasadena, just half a block from a restaurant where he allegedly pulled one of his latest Dine and Dash scams.
Oh my God, that is him.
We showed the video to Carol Meredith, who says Gonzalez ordered not one, but 2 dinners. When they
He ordered 2 dinners. He was hungry.
You've been going to local restaurants with women that you meet online, been leaving them with a check. Don't you feel bad about that? Do you have? I don't know who you are.
Hopefully this won't happen to any other women. And
That'll
I
kill his
just wanted to
dating
give
wife
you guys
anyway.
A big shout out for capturing this loser.
Why don't you apologize to these women?
So basically, he would go there on the pretense of telling them that he would pay for their meal and out on them.
Wow.
It says here the would reportedly to women online, offering to take them to restaurants across the city before vanishing without a word, consuming large amounts of food and alcohol. According to a court in Pasadena, his preliminary hearing, Mr. Gonzalez, as women testified about their experiences dating the alleged tab skipper. Martha Barba said said she was due to meet Mr. Gonzalez at Chipotle out in July of 2016 before he convinced her into a meal close by in an upscale eatery.
So it's not even like a cheap date. He's really
going to an
wow.
Yeah. And then I didn't want to go. He didn't look like his pictures. I wasn't attracted to him. But she went with him anyway. He kept saying, "I got you. Order whatever you want. It's on me. Don't worry about it." He ordered steak, wine, salad, just whatever you could order. At one point, Mr. Gonzalez stood up to take a call and suggested she order dessert while he stepped away to talk. She added. He allegedly never came back, forcing her to pay the bill. How much do you think?
I see where it's
$120.
Oh, my goodness.
I felt embarrassed. I didn't want to say anything. I felt humiliated. She's a single mother. She said she had to use her rent money to cover the cost. Another woman told the newspaper she accepted his invite to a sushi restaurant in West Hollywood. I remember he was talking real fast and eating real fast, and then said his youngest son was calling him. She claimed Mr. Gonzalez ordered 2 glasses of wine within 15 minutes of
This
another.
is why you should never have your phone when you're, eating. You should put your phone away.
No. Not if you're or a dasher. So, after getting up, she alleges he never returned.
Wow. That's just awful.
I just think it's weird. Well, the thing is, a lot of the restaurants felt bad for the women and didn't even charge some of the women. They were lucky enough to get off of the bill, but that $120 bill.
Oh, my goodness.
That's just unbelievable. It says while his dates were generally forced to pick up the bill, 2 restaurants took pity on the women and didn't charge them. So, he's pleaded not guilty.
Really?
And if convicted, could face up to 16 years in jail.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't even imagine doing that to somebody.
See, they ought to let all these women, go to him again, and then they dine and dash, and, when he goes and says, but they didn't. Hey, you did it to them. Turnabout's fair play.
They should make him pay her rent.
Yes.
So.
For at least a few years, anyway.
Yeah. I just think that's weird. Amazon plans to release at least 8 new Alexa devices, including a microwave oven and an in-car gadget.
Is that the commercial that I'm seeing where you can order pizza through your refrigerator?
Probably. Here it says, because, think about it, they have really taken that to a new level. Never before. We had Siri, and I don't know, Android had something? Did they have a...
I don't...
Anyway, Siri was the first command that we could do, that we could use, but they really improved on it a lot.
Right.
Anyway, it says it plans to release 8 devices. Among the devices, it includes a microwave oven, an amplifier, a receiver, a subwoofer, and an in-car gadget. People familiar with the matter said all the devices will be Alexa-enabled. Some of the cars now are Alexa.
Every time you say her name, she lights up.
Some of the cars are Alexa-enabled. So, Amazon's expected to reveal some of these devices at an event later this month. The new devices are Amazon's ambition to make that technology.
Good night, Alexa. Good night.
Anyway, so it's focusing on the home, but it says Amazon's first move in appliances will be with companies like Sonos and GE. Sonos already has an amplifier and subwoofer that works with you-know-who, and GE has a smart microwave oven that can be connected and controlled with you-know-who. Garmin also has a you-know-who... Huh?
Yons? Y-O-N-S?
What?
You keep saying you-know-who. Is it Yons? Oh, that you-know-who. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you meant the other one spelled backwards.
No. Anyway, so the focus is going to be on the home. It's going to be moves into things like the amplifier can be used, the central audio panel to control multiple speakers that are set up across the home. The microwave will make you-know-who a part of, and earlier this year, Amazon's acquired the smart doorbell maker Ring, which also makes devices that are compatible with you-know-who.
Elisa.
And the company is reported to be working on a secretive home robot. So, it's kind of cool. They started an evolution, and they're basically taking it to the next level. So,
wow.
Yeah, I like how they have taken the technology to a new level, and it's kind of cool. So we did all these stories here, and now I can get rid of these stories and get rid of this one here too. This one for next week. Going to get rid of this one. This one's a sad one. This one made me cry.
There's no crying on Trash Talking Radio.
Yeah. Well, it almost made me cry. So, as I'm thinking of getting a Tesla, Tesla's ending its lifetime free super offer that it's had for years and years and made people want to buy the vehicles that allow to charge for free. So, now I'm in tears because I want one that, I was going to buy one that was, as long as it was before a certain date, you could get the free supercharging. Mm-hmm. They're now going to end that program, which really makes me sad. So,
first, the bad. Your last chance to get a lifetime of free supercharger access is gone. But if you crash your car, repairs might not take so long. As part of its pitch to early adopters, the company offered free top-offs at its network of high-speed chargers. But obviously, it couldn't keep that up forever. The cost of doling out free electricity is at least part of the reason Tesla is deep in the red. So, it started weaning people off in 2016 before ending the program in January of last year. But it kept one loophole alive. Anyone who purchased a Model S, Model X, or Model 3 Performance with a referral code from a Tesla owner could still get free unlimited supercharger access. Well, that's all over now. Starting today, owners will only have $100 in supercharger credit to dole out through referral codes. It's not much, but hey, free is free, right? Don't get too upset, though. While keeping your Tesla full of fuel is about to get a little more expensive, getting it repaired if you happen to total your midlife crisis mobile might get a little easier. Bodywork and other collision repairs are farmed out to third parties, which usually have to order parts, like with most car manufacturers, and they might not be that familiar with the Tesla lineup. That can leave owners waiting weeks or even months to get their electric car. So Elon Musk announced plans to move those repairs in-house. It will definitely take a while to get the infrastructure in place, but Tesla has already had some success making minor repairs itself. Depending on what needs to be fixed, some jobs can be done in as little as an hour. All of this is to say that Tesla's focus has shifted. Attracting new customers is still kind of a big deal, but keeping its existing ones happy has taken on greater importance, as has making more money. Now the company just has to figure out how to keep its factories from bursting into flames. Not build cars when you're fires, but it doesn't exactly a sense of confidence in your product. We'll see you tomorrow with more Engadget Today.
So there you go. Kind of sad that the supercharging's ended, but I think did I tell you how much it costs to fill it to charge a car? No. Okay, so how much you pay for your gas for a full tank of gas from if it was completely empty to
probably about $28.
Okay, it would cost you to fill your Tesla completely $6.
Well, oh yeah, I do remember you saying that.
I thought I did. I didn't remember.
Yeah, when you said 6, yeah.
So that's a good reason, and that's the reason why they're not making any money, because they're, people are taking advantage of that. So they are going to have to stop the. But the other week, I think it was last week, Elon Musk was talking about taking his company private and buying all the stock, but the company that was going to help him from Saudi Arabia has closed $1 billion deal with Saudi Arabia to fund an electric car production. Lucid Motors, who's probably the closest competitor to Tesla, was going to buy Tesla, but instead or I should say Saudi Arabia was going to buy Tesla, but they ended up buying Lucid Motors.
Well, I read something today on Elon Musk.
I like the front of this car, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that is sexy.
That's maybe even cooler than the Tesla. Anyway, you read something on...
Yeah, where how he was offering a trip around the world in space?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. I didn't know if...
He finally chose that person. It is a Japanese billionaire.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's going to pay, though.
Yeah, they won't. I guess those records are sealed.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to do it for just one person. The Japanese guy wants to take a group of people. He wants to take artists so that they can draw what they see up there.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I read that and I thought, holy crap.
Well, I didn't read the whole thing, so I wasn't sure exactly where it was going, because I just kind of read it and I thought, I don't know if anybody be interested in that or not.
I was, because the last time I read there people going up in space was when it blew up.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And I'm thinking, what, are we going to put a Japanese billionaire on there and blow him up too?
That's what it takes. All right.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Nate. Answer to the trivia question I did last week. I don't think Mike and
By
Trish...
the way, we did answer that question out of the chat room. We answered that question, and that was who was on 2 successful TV shows as the same character.
Yeah.
And who did we answer it as?
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, that's right. Correct. All right. Just to let you know, we did answer it. All right.
Ever got it. I just didn't give the answer, so we just never went back to it. But I mentioned that there was a person who was on 2 shows that each lasted 11 seasons. Played the character. The actor was Kelsey Grammer, and the character was Fraser Crane. He played Fraser Crane 11 years on Cheers. He played Fraser Crane 11 years on Frasier. And it gets me into my topic for tonight because he also had a recurring role and has been on many episodes of this long-running sitcom, which is celebrating its 30th year on the network. And that, of course, would be the iconic cartoon known as The Simpsons.
Do you realize 30 years? 30.
Oh, wow.
That's really amazing to me that it never dawned on me, but I didn't think it was that. I mean, I didn't realize it was that many years. That's, to me, amazing that's the case.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I stopped watching The Simpsons after season 11. They kind of changed direction.
I stopped after probably season 3.
I never watched it.
Oh, it's a cool show.
I mean, it's okay if it was on, but it wasn't one of my favorites.
It's a cool show. It's unique in what how it tackled things, and it became it became a pop icon type thing, you know?
That's how they did the show. The show was not as funny as it once was. I don't know what happened there, but they just kind of went in a different direction. Their glory years were really seasons 1 to 11. But with that said, it is ironic that so many shows which go on for and there's been a few. I think Law & Order and ER lasted a long time. Law & Order, they've had so many different versions I can't keep track. But there have been some shows that have lasted over 10 years. I think of Gunsmoke, that was on the air for 20 years. I think of Knots Landing, that was 14 years. You had Dallas, that was 13 years. So there have been some shows that have been around for a long, long time. And I think ER might have been 13 years. It's definitely 12 years. I mean, there have been so many shows that have just been on for a long time, but never in a million years would I ever think this show, and I'm not ranking on the show, I enjoyed it, and I can watch seasons 1 through 11 any day of the week. It was a very good show, but you would never think that it would be on 30 years, you know? I mean, eventually shows run their course, and sometimes they get canceled. I mean, look at it. I mean, we saw great shows on Fox over the years. I mean, Married with Children, first big hit. That show lasted 11 years, and they canceled it. But this show has stood the test of time. I don't know how. It's hard to believe that it could be on for 30 years, but I'll tell you right now, if it didn't get rated in the Fox, not be on the air anymore. You live and die by your rating, and if you don't have a good rating, you're definitely not going to be on the show. But, I mean, I think the unique thing about this show, and
I just thought of something.
What?
So he's making fun of me, Hawk. He says ratings. Don't pick on me, Nietzsche.
I think the reason it's lasted so long.
No wonder I won't call your show.
Implemented many guest stars. They've had many famous voices. Phil Hartman was a big part of this show before he passed away. He had played Troy McClure, Lionel Hutz. I mean, he was very funny when he was on there. And I mentioned Kelsey Grammer. I mean, he has made a character known as Sideshow Bob, one of the most iconic characters. He's an evil character who has tried many years to kill Bart, and he never is able to do it. And Kelsey Grammer plays it so good. I mean, look at Sideshow Bob. I don't see Kelsey Grammer. I see Sideshow Bob playing the part because that's how good Grammer's been at it. And so many others. The lady who played Mrs. Krabappel, I think it was Marsha Wallace, and she passed, unfortunately, a few years ago. But she was an iconic character on that show, playing a great part. Yeardley Smith, she was on several movies before she ever was on The Simpsons. You know, I think of her in that movie, it doesn't get a lot of press, but I really like the movie she was in called Heaven Help Us, which came out in 1985. And star Kevin, his brother's not Kevin Dillon, and Andrew McCarthy and Donald Sutherland, and it was a really good movie, and that's for another day. But she was in that. She was also in Herman's Head. She had been in several things before she ever did the show, but she has really killed it playing Lisa Simpson. Lisa is the opposite of the Simpson characters. She has morals, she believes in a lot of things, and she's a brilliant person. One of the things about The Simpsons, too, that I always thought was interesting is that they never aged the characters. I mean, here it is 30 years on the air. Bart is still in 4th grade. Lisa is still in 2nd grade. And the baby Maggie has never talked. She is known for sucking on her pacifier, which has become famous. But she has never talked. I think she did say daddy one time when they were flashing back to an episode.
Now think about this. 30 years and they've never aged.
That really says they're in a lousy school district.
Yeah, well, if they're still in school, yeah, but I mean...
Unless they're homeschooled, that makes it worse.
But that's what makes that a unique show, because they can never age. When you look at things like, shows like that, those people are going to age. There's nothing you can do to stop that. But with a cartoon character, they can go on forever and ever.
Episode about Lisa's first word. Lisa and Bart are fighting and arguing with each other. Homer decides to bring Maggie to bed, and he kind of makes a little comment about Maggie. The sooner kids talk, the more disrespectful they are, and he said, I hope you never say a word. He puts her to bed, he shuts the light off. As he leaves, she does say daddy, but other than that, you never hear her talk. And, the writers were very, like I said, 1 through 11, the writing was phenomenal, because in a season 6 episode, Lisa went to a fortune teller, and it told her future. And basically, Lisa was getting ready to marry this guy, and the episode was called Lisa's Wedding. And Maggie's on the phone, and Homer's like, Maggie, get down for dinner. And he's saying to Marge, does that kid ever shut up? And you still don't hear her talk. Maggie's about to do the song for the wedding. She was going to be the singer. And just as she's about to sing, Lisa's fiancé stops everything and says the wedding has been called off. So you never heard Maggie talk, but they made you think that she was quite the talker and she was about to sing. But they still implemented it where you never hear her say a word. First, 11 years, and I know things change, and eventually you're going to hit the wall. You're going to run out of ideas. But I tried to watch some episodes recently, from season 18, season 20. I tried to just go flip-flop a little bit. They're funny. I mean, they just aren't. And I mean, they're different. Homer used to be hysterical on that show. I think of some great Homer quotes. I remember one time he borrowed money from Marge's sisters because he mortgaged the house on pumpkins or something, and he needed to be out of debt. So they agreed to give him the money, but he had to be their servant. Well, finally, they went and told Marge what happened, and as he's getting ready to walk upstairs because he's ashamed, Marge is like, Homer, why couldn't you just be honest with me? And he's like, because I was ashamed, Marge. And as he's walking upstairs, he says, I'll understand if you want to sleep on the couch tonight. It's funny because he feels guilty about what he did, and he feels him, but he's not about to give up his bed. If Marge doesn't want to talk to him, she'll have to take the couch. So little things like that. And then there was a famous episode where Michael Jackson guest starred. It was Michael Jackson's voice, but the guy playing Michael Jackson was some guy who thought he was Michael Jackson. He was in the loony bin with Homer. And Homer got put in there because he wore a pink shirt and his company thought he was crazy. And they're in there, and Homer comes in there, and the guy playing Michael Jackson goes, hi, I'm Michael Jackson. Homer's like, who? He goes, Michael Jackson. Jackson 5, and Homer's like, doesn't ring a bell. And he's like, I had such hits as Billie Jean, Thriller, Beat It, and Homer goes, you beat it. Just little things like that made you laugh. And he was just a funny character, Homer. Go on and on about some of the funny things he said. He just was that hysterical. And there's been characters, too, that really stand out to you. There's Barney Gumble, which is kind of a play on Barney Rubble, and Barney's like the town drunk. Then you have Principal Seymour Skinner is the principal at Bart and Lisa's school, and they did an episode one time where it was discovered that he really wasn't Principal Skinner. He was Armin something, I forget the last name, but he was Armin something, and the real Principal Skinner they thought was dead, and Skinner's mother didn't want to lose him, so she tried to pretend this guy was her son. They took a lot of clues to it. Looking back, I think they wish they did that episode because it really upset a lot of the audience, and they took a pounding for that. And that was one of their mistakes. You know, there's been other characters, like I mentioned, Marge's sisters. They're both twins, Patty and Selma, both lonely. I think one of them has been married like 3 times, but the weddings lasted maybe a grand total, or the marriage, a grand total of like 5 days between the 3. One of the most characters, though, and I don't think the producers had big plans for him in the beginning, but he just became a popular character, is Mr. Burns, who plays his boss at the nuclear power plant. Burns is ruthless. He's evil. He is the definition of just that boss that you love to hate, but at the same time, he just cracks you up with some of the things he says. I mean, you got to watch. I'm not going to try to imitate him or anything like that, but you just got to watch him in action to see. I mean, he's just a very popular character. I think his age right now is like 102. His mother's still alive. She has like unlimited capacity, which is just unheard of. Then, you know, you got Burns' right-hand man, William Smith. You know, he's never really come out, said straight, or he's not, but he's always kind of had this attraction to Mr. Burns. They've kind of always played that off a lot, and the character does a great job with it. I mean, Smithers has really become a popular character over the years. You know, then there's Ned Flanders, who's Homer's neighbor, and he's the typical clean, good cut American guy. You know, he's very religious, and he follows the rules and does everything. He lives his life right and does everything right, and he's had some bad things happen in his life. His house during a hurricane. He lost his store for a brief. And then, of course, they did an interesting episode in season 11 when they killed off his wife, Maude. She got hit over the head with one of the T-shirts. They were at I think they were at a football game, a baseball game. It might even have been like a car racing event, and they were shooting those things out of a cannon and to give to the crowd. And one hit her in the head, and she fell over the bleachers, and she passed away. It was very weird because you had never seen them do an episode like that. And then who can remember the Frank Grimes episode in season 8, which is still popular to this day? Basically, Frank Grimes had to work for everything he got in his life. Nothing came easy. He lost his parents, he lost a bunch of things, went through so many difficult times in his life. And then you see Homer, who was basically just gotten by scot-free in his life and done the least amount of things possible, doesn't try to go the extra mile. And he has this nice house, he has a wife, 3 kids, a good job, and yet he's the definition of a lazy human being. So, Frank Grimes was really about Homer, and that was just a tremendous episode. So, I mean, you got to congratulate them because they really are an iconic TV show. And whether I think they should be on the air still, it really doesn't matter. They've been on the air for 30 years. That's a tremendous accomplishment. They've done so many things. They've become so popular. And I don't think there's an end in sight. I think they're going to keep going. And God bless the writers, because 30 years, that's tough to keep a show going like that. But they've done it. So congratulations to The Simpsons. Congratulations. And congratulations to Fox, because, Fox has really hit a home run with this sitcom. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right.
Wow.
That's another one from Nietzsche. From Nietzsche. I can't say his name, but anyway, he has some interesting topics. I'd like to thank him for doing those for us. And your check's in the mail.
Cool.
Yeah. He gets zeros, too.
Left or right side of the desk?
Yeah. A couple of both. Anyway, all right. Good. I thought that was going to take longer. I wanted to make sure that okay, so we'll go back. Good. I got a bunch of stuff yet. And I just didn't want to go too late without doing that. Last week, there was a problem up in, I think I talked, when I got on the show, there was a blast up, I think it was last Tuesday, where 39 was exploded in New England.
Oh.
Maybe it wasn't maybe it wasn't Tuesday. But anyway, that that was a disaster. A lot of people lost their houses, and looked really kind of bad if you lived there. And gotta look here. I don't subscribe to their website, so now that's going to be a problem because they're not going to. Let's see here. Let me see if I can play this. Of course not. Bastards. All right, well, that's going to make it more difficult. Let's try a different clip. Let's see. Let's do it this way. Okay. I guess. Oh. Shoot, now I don't know where it was. It was in... Shoot, that didn't work. Pressure. Okay. Doggone it. Figures they'd lock me out of this because I don't subscribe. All right. Maybe it'll let me. Does it let me? Thanks for signing up. All right. All right. Okay. We'll do it that way then. Okay. The pressure inside pipes carrying natural gas through the Merrimack Valley communities was recorded at 12 times higher than it should be. So up in Massachusetts, they had like 29 explosions. Ooh. And they were all in the same pipeline. So it says the excessive amount of pressure was revealed in letters the two lawmakers sent on Monday, demanding answers about the incident from the heads of Columbia Gas of Massachusetts, the parent company of NiSource, and the federal regulators at the Pipe and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration. Who would have thought that there is a Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration? There is an administration for everything, giving both a deadline of Wednesday to answer. So let's see what this video is that I want it to play, if it lets me play, or if it's just an image that is pretending going to let me play. I mean, it was really strange because a lot of those houses exploded out of nowhere. Nobody expected that to happen. And, okay, here we go.
We thought it was important, state government, local government, community service providers, to get together and create some sort of a foundation that could work on relief measures and support measures around shelter and sustenance and the significant inconvenience that comes with the fact that as we go through phase 2 and do the damage assessment, and as we then move into repair and restoration, for many people, this is going to take a while, and it's going to create some real hardships for them. And fortunately, there are a number of community-based organizations that are willing to work with.
I mean, they are responsible for these houses all blowing up, and they're responsible for the displacement of all these people that own these houses. I mean, it'd be like if this whole row of houses, actually more houses than just this row of houses that I'm on, just all spontaneously exploded. So they've got a lot of explaining. They got a lot of explaining to do.
That's
right. And North Andover and the Commonwealth of Mass to put a program in place to support these folks. And today was what I would describe as, what are the first things we need to get done? And there are a series of those. Some of them have to do with things like separating what's ultimately going to be a Columbia expense associated with infrastructure and that type of thing, and the rebuild, with the things we would like to do through this 501c3, which is going to be, as I said, shelter and support for people as they deal with what I'm sure is going to be a difficult series of weeks.
So first and foremost, I think along the way we've been saying that, this isn't a gas problem, and this isn't an electricity problem or an infrastructure problem, but what we have is actually a human problem. And so the fact that we are trying to, all along the way, we're trying to get the lights on so that people can get home, and fix the gas problem so that people can be safe. And so now this is, I think, this effort as a way to go for phase 2 in the humanitarian effort to deal with the real human problems that the governor talked about. This is important to note that we're trying to build a thin framework from which we're going to infuse all the local infrastructure of non-governmental agencies and governmental agencies, so the nonprofits and the state agencies that are doing work every day in Lawrence. We're going to convene them to have a conversation about what the best effort that the nonprofit, the umbrella for the relief effort is going to be, because we want to make sure that the people who work here, who know what every day are part of the conversation.
I mean, they got a major thing to deal with now, because now they have to not only figure out how it's happening, but they have to compensate the people that are affected by this, and that's got to be some major money. I'd hate to be them right now. They got some serious issues, though. So here's an interesting thing that I read: the strange truth about people.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I've got some weird ones this week. You never know. I don't know how much you know about the pill, but this is some interesting...
Everything I know I learned in high school.
Oh, boy.
That was too many years ago.
Yeah, who knows if it's the same. I would imagine it probably is. What'd I do with it? Where'd it go?
What gets me is why you're coming up with stuff like this.
Oh,
what did you search on to find an article like that?
Oh, it was in my... I think it was in my main feeds and stuff that... well, that didn't work. Okay. I need this... Oh, shoot. Go back. Here we go. Shoot. Now it moved. You should have moved. There it is. Let it go. Okay. It says... well, I mean, how much do you know? Do you know anything about the pill?
Yes.
Well, you probably know more than I do then. Because I didn't know anything.
The hardest thing was remembering to take it.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Gonna try to get down. Where is it? I thought it was sectioned off. Okay. All right. 1942. Did you know it was that long ago? Chemistry professor from Pennsylvania was looking for a cheap source of progesterone. The hormone had many uses at the time, including preventing miscarriages and treating women going through menopause. I didn't think it was that old. I didn't realize it went that long. It says Russell Marker had already invented a way to make progesterone from a chemical in certain plants. One option was the tubers of wild Japanese yams.
Really?
Started with a Mexican yam. It says here, Marker accused, or I should say, scoured the lands for alternatives, examining 400 species, but to no avail. He stumbled across a drawing in an obscure botany book. The yam had fat, knobbly roots that reportedly weighed up to 220 pounds. He traveled to its native Mexico and smuggled one out of the country. So the original pill was a yam.
Wow. Jeez. That just... Oh.
Right from the beginning, it had a secret. In recent years, scientists have started to realize that the brains of women on the pill look fundamentally different compared to women who aren't taking hormones. Some regions of their brains seem more typically male. These are behavioral changes too. Women of certain types of on certain types of pill aren't as good at coming up with words, something our genders are usually highly skilled at. On the other hand, they're better at mentally rotating objects, as is often the case with men. Finally, women on a different type of pill are better at recognizing faces, something women are good at, something I am horrible at. Well, it's true. I recognizing people, I'm not good at names. I'm not good at recognizing people. And or if I see the person, I don't recognize their name. I don't remember their name. So we're often told that the pill contains estrogen and progesterone, but no pill contains either hormone. Did you know that?
No.
Neither pill has estrogen and progesterone.
Now, I can tell you that I'm going to say 20 years ago, I was really good with names. I'm not now.
Well, that probably comes with age, unfortunately. Now, neither one have that hormone, and that's because when taken orally, estrogen and progesterone break down too quickly to be practical. Instead, the pill contains synthetic versions which are built from more stable hormones. So, you aren't really taking estrogen or progesterone. I thought that was kind of interesting, too.
It's easy. Get a tube when you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. The internet is washed with anecdotal reports of acne, sweating, unwanted hair growth after going on. One woman described sprouting hairs all over her cheeks, while another came down with pizza face.
Mm-hmm.
So, that tells you something. What else do I want to say in here?
I mean, I do know some of the good that the pill does, even after, like, if you've had a tubal or something like that.
Is that what you use when you go down a river?
Yeah.
Cool. I need to get one of them.
No, you don't.
You gotta have a tubal for going down the river.
You dork.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's supposed to help you, and it doesn't.
Well, I mean, what do you need help with? Paying your bills?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I wanted to do. Can you guess? We can guess your education level based on history that we
Lord.
know. I actually held this for a couple weeks.
Oh, geez.
And I figured we can use it. Let's use the last couple minutes. I didn't take this. I didn't take this test.
Okay.
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 I might have taken the first one or two. I forget. But okay. So we're both going to take this test.
Oh, geez.
Okay. 93% of Americans won't know all these history facts, so don't feel bad if you don't know.
History was not one of my best subjects.
Not mine either. Okay. From what country did this U.S. gain its independence? Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Great Britain.
Or Spain? We're both going to say Great Britain. Yes, we got one. 1 out of 1.
Yay!
Yay. All right, next. Which country was a member of the Axis during World War II?
Okay, that's Hitler, isn't it?
Yes, that is Hitler. I don't know what Axis is.
Oh.
Well,
I would probably say Japan.
that's what I'm thinking too. So we'll go down in flames together.
Oh, we're right.
Hey, 2 for 2. All right. Let's see if we can go any better here. Which president stewarded the U.S. during the Civil War?
Well, since that's Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, but that might be a trick question.
It could be.
But I don't think Civil. I'm going to say him.
Lincoln sounds good to me.
All right. Hey, we're 3 for 3.
We're smarter than fifth graders right now.
I don't know. Which became the Emperor of France in the wake of the French Revolution?
I haven't heard of the other dude, so I'm going to say Napoleon.
Me too. Yes, we're 4 for 4. All right, we got it. Okay, which explorer is erroneously credited for discovering North America in 1492?
Columbus.
Yeah. Wow, we're
He sailed the ocean blue.
we got 5 for 5 here. All right. Which is known as the Virgin Queen? Okay, this is where we fall.
Okay, now wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Is it Queen Elizabeth I or Queen Marie Antoinette?
Isn't she the one that lost her head?
I have no idea.
And since we know there's the current queen is Elizabeth III, I'd probably say Marie.
That's what I'm thinking. I think so. No. Queen Elizabeth I, daughter of the Henry VIII, never married and thus was believed to have passed on as a virgin.
Okay, so we missed
5 out of 6. All right. All right. Who commanded the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia during the U.S. Civil War?
That's easy. Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee. That's correct. All right. Now we're back on the roll here.
Didn't they ever watch the Dukes of Hazzard with the general?
Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Jefferson.
Okay, I'm going to pick.
You're doubting me?
Well, I'm going to give you Jefferson. I'm going to pick Adams. Oh, you got it right. Hey, that's okay. It's all right. I told you I didn't read them ahead of time.
Because Adams signed it very big at the bottom so that, no, that was Hancock that signed it big so the president could see it.
Which American president was eliminated on November 22nd, 1963?
JFK.
See, you're smarter than you thought.
No, I just look at the pictures.
In what year did the Spanish Armada occur?
I don't know.
I'm going to say...
I'm going to say 1742.
Yeah, but the thing is, they must have... When was Columbus?
1492.
Okay, 1742 might be it. Nope. In 1588, the British utterly decimated the Spanish Armada, firmly establishing Britain as a formidable naval power for the next 400 years.
Okay, so I missed 2, you missed 3.
Yes. Was it 2? Did you miss 2?
Yes. That was the second one.
Oh, okay. Oh, who rose to power in Germany in 1933?
Hitler.
All right. Whose elimination sparked the beginning of World War II?
Okay.
World War I.
That doesn't look like Martin Luther King, so I'm going to say the other dude.
Yeah, me too. Okay, continue. How many we got? Continue. Okay. See, you're doing really well. Who posted the 95 theses on a church door, effectively creating Protestantism? Well, I'm thinking it's got to be Pope.
I am too, because it's not Martin Luther.
Pope Pius VI. What?
Really?
Well, that shows you what you know.
Luther, well, okay, it would make sense because there is Lutherans.
I thought it was, okay.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking Martin Luther King.
So was I,
That's stupid me. I shouldn't have thought that.
I was thinking the same thing. So.
Which Roman emperor had a Shakespeare play named after him?
Oh, a guy named Caesar.
I think it's Julius Caesar.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Whew. They're throwing that Augustus thing in there. Okay, true or false? The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates was made to drink hemlock for corrupting the minds of the youth.
False?
I'm going to say true just because I want to be different. Maybe I can catch up. You said false. Oh, now we're even. Okay, which British king was known for divorcing and executing his wives?
Henry VIII.
I'm Henry VIII. I am.
Oh, that one was easy.
Which is thus far the only country to have used atomic bombs on an enemy target?
United States.
Yeah. Okay. In which country did the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution occur?
Wait a minute, where's Nikolai when we need him?
Dead?
Yeah.
He's still dead.
I'm going to say Russia.
I am too. Yes. Okay. Which ancient civilization is responsible for building both the pyramids and the Sphinx?
Really? We all know that's Egypt.
And that is Egypt. And let's see. Who conquered England in 1066, the only time a foreign army has ever conquered Britain in the last 1,000 years?
Okay, the fact that they said conquered twice, I'm going to say William the Conqueror. I'm probably wrong, though.
I think it was Harold the Flatulent.
Yeah, you would.
That's what it says.
Or Steve the mildly competent.
I think I'll take that one too. That's funny. Could have been Harold the Flatulent.
It's probably Steve the mildly
The
competent.
1929 stock market crash presaged the what period of trouble?
Gee, the Great Depression.
Yeah,
The Great Evacuation.
The Great Evacuation.
Or excavation.
What legendary Scottish rebel was immortalized by the movie Braveheart?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm assuming.
I'm gonna say Jamie Fraser.
I don't know, but I don't know if there was a Jamie back then. So I want to say William Wallace.
Well, then say William Wallace. You were right.
Because I don't know that they had Jamies back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Which organization formed in the wake of World War II was designed to prevent events like that from ever happening?
I would say the United Nations
Yeah,
because they're
I
all
think
coming
so.
together.
I think so. All right. What is the name of the period of artistic enlightenment and resurgence in Europe during the 15th to 16th centuries?
The Renaissance.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Didn't you ever go to the Renaissance?
But I thought they would throw something like that in there. All right, let's see. Which empire conquered more of the known world than any other?
Roman.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Ooh, got us on that one. All right. Who was the U.S. president during the early years of World War II?
I think that's FDR.
Is it?
I think. Because didn't Teddy have the glasses?
I have no idea.
I think Teddy had glasses.
You're right. All right.
I studied my
Who
place
took the
math.
first steps on the moon?
Oh, I always hated this question. Oh my gosh. I want to say it's John Glenn.
I think it's Neil Armstrong.
You're probably right.
Because my brother was named after him.
Okay.
I cheated with that one because my brother was named after him.
I always confused that one.
The period of diplomatic conflict between America and USSR in the wake of World War II is known as
The
what?
Cold War. That one I know.
And
So you're 2 up on me.
am I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Which Greek general conquered the huge amounts of land in the Middle East and North Africa?
Alexander the
That's
Great.
what I'm thinking too. Although, yeah, because that guy was a philosopher. Yeah. In what year was the U.S. Constitution ratified?
1812, I believe.
I don't know. Oh, you don't know either.
You're 3 up on me now.
No, because I didn't know.
Oh.
I just chose that one because you chose it. I didn't know. Which of these religions is the oldest? Islam, Judaism, Christianity, Scientology? I'm going to guess it was one of these two. I'm going to say
I want to say Christianity.
no. I don't think so. But
It might be Judaism.
maybe. What's your final answer?
Judaism.
I guess so too. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one.
I knew it wasn't Scientology.
How many they got here?
Too many.
I thought it would be over by now. We'll go till 10.
Okay.
Which Roman emperor is said to have fiddled while Rome burned? Fiddled while Rome burned. Claudius or Nero?
Claudius. I don't know.
I'll take the other one. What are you taking?
Claudius.
All right.
Damn.
Thank you. You gave me the answer. By not taking it. The ancient Rome capital is now Istanbul, was known as Troy or Constantinople.
Constantinople.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't know. Look at you. See, this is all useless
Haven't
information.
you ever heard the song, It's Not Istanbul, Not Constantinople, Istanbul?
No. What is the collective name of the 10 amendments of the United States Constitution?
The Bill of Rights?
Yeah.
That one was easy.
You're pretty smart. You got a lot of these. Which British document signed in 1215 became the basis of Western law?
Really? The other one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's that weird guy? Who is the grandson of Genghis Khan who finally conquered China? Something his grandfather had
Is that say
aspired.
Shaka Khan?
No, Shere Khan.
No.
And
I think it's that one.
yeah, I don't even know. There you go. All right, are we done yet?
It says
we're
10
done.
o'clock. Yeah.
How many? Do you know? We're about at 36.
I think I had 4 wrong.
That's not bad. Remember, they said that, what did I say? Like 97% of the people wouldn't pass this. So I think that's pretty good. All right, we'll end on that. And
Some of them were just damn good looking.
well, that's true too. If we were in a lineup and we had to answer it, or else we died or something, it's probably good that we don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I want to thank you for listening in, and as always, remember the most important part of the equation
Do you
is
have it where it's supposed to be?
I do.
Okay.
All right. I will talk to you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
This